Cool.
Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast. This is episode 34. Got my regular crew in the house. Uh, Colonel Crackers. Pancho's with us this week. You know, he pops in every so often. Pharaoh Black. I'm Boog Nice. I think we might have a couple other people popping in and out. But yeah, what's good, fellas?
What's up?
Not a whole lot.
So this week, jumping right into things, I was able to grab the Walgreens Punisher. My man Dave BX gave me a little tip about a spot in the fucking hood of hoods in the South Bronx, and well, it's not really South Bronx. I guess it's like North Bronx, but yeah, that Walgreens is a little gem spot, man. So yeah, I had called because he was like that. Somebody had called him and told him that they had three. So I called and they had two, and I asked them to hold one for me. And then by the time I got there, that other one was gone too. So I literally got the last one. So that was good. And I like that figure a lot. You know what I like about it the most though is that it's fun because you can do a lot of different shit as far as like kit bashing. Like yeah, immediately when I got the figure, I started taking it apart and doing different shit. So that's fun. And now I only have this one. Now I want to get like three more because I do want to keep one stock and then fuck around with the other ones. But it's a good figure. It's decent. They should have put trigger fingers on them though. That was real fucking stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I had to cut that with an Exacto.
Yeah, I gotta find my Exacto. But I'll probably do that tonight. But yeah, that was good. I got the Lawmaster for Judge Dredd from Mezco, and that's a very nice piece. I like that a lot. It's very cool, man. The light up feature is cool. It's cool that you don't need to have. It has three separate light up features, and you don't need to have all three of them on at once. You can alternate between the three light up features. He's got the lights in the front, the lights in the back, and the lights on the dash. And there's three separate buttons for that, so I thought that was really cool. I really like that the bike stands upright no matter what. Even with Dredd on the bike, it'll stay up. You don't need a stand or anything to simulate that it's in motion. And it still has the kickstand too, which was really nice. I mean, all of that shit's better be on there for 125 bucks, right? So that was cool. I like that a lot. And I feel like I got something else this week. I think I got those soldiers this week. I finally got them in the soldiers from Metal Gear 2, the Max Factory Figma soldiers. I think I got those in this week too, and I just posted a picture with those actually, and those are very very nice as well. And I think that's it. I think that's all I got this week. Fabio?
Oh, well, to start off, I got probably like really lucky on those Contra figures that came out. I don't know if you guys talked about it last week, but when those were on ToysRUs.com, they were marked for $16.99, and a lot of people jumped on that pre-order, and then it sold out. And then I don't know what happened after that, but they went back up in price to the normal price, which is what, $44.99, maybe $50, depending on which Toys R Us. So that was a bummer. I missed out on that. And then I went to the store, my local Toys R Us, and I talked to the guy that I'm friendly with, and I'm like, hey, have you guys gotten these yet? He's like, yeah, let me check for you. He comes out with the entire case, and he scans them for me. They aren't even in the system yet, and they're $16.99 still in their system. So I was, still pretty surprised because, like I said, they fixed it online. So right then and there, I grabbed the whole case of 4, 2 for the Beltrans, and then 2 for me, 1 extra to customize, and then just 1 to keep in the box because, that's how those video game figures work. So yeah, I mean, I figured I would never get them at that price again. So why not get all of them at once and basically pay for, less than the price of 2. So not bad, not a bad deal. I was pretty stoked on that. I already opened them. Pharaoh's probably gonna have some words to say about them, but I like them. I think they're cool. I'm happy to have them in hand. The effects are really cool. I will say that they kind of come out a little warped out of the package, especially like the big arc effect that has like the 5, little fireballs or whatever on it. And then the paint on the guy in the red, which I think is Bill, his eyes are kind of fucked up. I had a whole case of 4, and every single one of them were fucked up. The most fucked up one was actually my favorite one, though, because he was looking so aggressively to the right that it looks like he's got that whole, like, oh, he's right behind me, isn't he, sort of face. So I kept that one in box just for the novelty of it. The other two are pretty fucked up too, but I gave them to the Beltrams. They seemed happy with it. They actually found him at Frankenstein's. They have him for like 35, so they're still kind of floating around there. Uh, that was cool. Big shout out to Ernie, the Fallen Fett. He sent me. He lives out in the high desert here in California, which is
Yeah, Ernie better start opening some shit. I'm sick of him
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about fucking how good something is or this or that, and he don't even open shit.
No,
Ernie, get
here's a
the
mess. Here's a
fuck
message
out
for
of here
Ernie.
with that.
My message to Ernie is, it's enough with the Funko Pops. Just stop it already.
Yeah,
It's
that's
enough.
you gotta open
There's
it.
no more to be done with
There's
those.
really no point. You're missing out on like the golden age of collecting. You're not even fucking. Well, I guess he'd be fucking with Josh's stuff though when he opens.
Yeah, he does get some doubles to open and then one to keep in box. A lot of the Marvel Hasbro stuff, I honestly think there's no point in keeping it in box. Whoever's still doing that, maybe the old Toy Biz stuff is still worth it, but honestly, you should just be opening these Hasbro Marvel Legends if you're at all collecting them. So shout out to him because, like I said, he lives in the high desert of California here, which is, uh, I guess, shorthand for bumfuck nowhere because there's like nothing out there. They actually just had those fires out there a couple weeks ago, which is pretty scary. But luckily, their toy sources were unscathed because he was able to get me at his local Walmart the Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I haven't seen at my Walmarts here. One, because they're remodeling both of my Walmarts at the same time for some reason, and the other reason is because honestly they just never get anything, no matter what. So he got me those, which is great, and he also got me a Walgreens Punisher. Shout out to him for that. Oh, and the DX Shawn Michaels from Walgreens as well, because I haven't seen those around here either. So shout out to him for that. Thank you very much, Ernie. I think the same day or maybe a couple days after I got the Contra stuff, I went to the Mattel store, which, Mattel headquarters is right here next to where I live. And so they have a company store on the bottom floor where it's basically a clearance store, like an outlet store. So everything that didn't sell at retail is just ridiculously clearanced at this store. So they don't really have a lot of stuff, but they had a bunch of like Castle Grayskulls. They had like 9 of them. And they were $250, and they had a 30% off Labor Day sale. I'm not saying I bought this Castle Grayskull. I'm just informing the public. But they had a bunch of these WWE.
What was the original sticker price for that?
I think the original was around 200, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was like 300.
More?
Was it 300?
I thought it was like 300.
Oh, maybe you're right. I don't know. Someone in the comments can pipe up. In fact, I should be checking out the comments because I have not done that.
You get a lot better shit with $300 than that.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and my story concludes in me getting like a crazy deal, and I probably should have gone back for that Castle Grayskull because they had this 30% off Labor Day sale, right? And normally when you're a member and you have like the membership card in their system, if you go on Tuesdays, you get 25% off. And if you have a stamp card that they give you filled out, you get, I think, 10% off your entire purchase when you have the whole stamp card filled. So I went there with the intention of getting 35% off my whole purchase because I went on Tuesday and I had the stamp card. And they had this 30% off sale. And I don't know if they fucked up or if this is normal, but they added the Labor Day sale on top of those discounts. So I got 75% off everything I bought there, and I ended up spending like about $35-40 for like $100 worth of shit, which was a little insane. What's that, Pharaoh?
You goofed up. You should have bought the Castle Grayskull, even for trade bait, man. Even if you just sold that damn thing.
I just don't want to sit on it. That was my whole issue. I would have maybe at like the 35%. Even then, I was thinking about it. After I left the store with 75%, I'm like, shit, I should go back. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if they fucked up. I don't know if I'd gone back, the same thing would have happened, or if the girl who was working there was new and she did something wrong. But I don't know. My big thing was like, I just don't want this in my house. I don't want to sit on it forever and just wait for somebody to come along and whisk it away.
No, the good thing about it is that you take it over there to one of the Masters of the Universe boards and I mean, what is it? What did you say retail for there?
It's $250.
$250. Look at a 75% off of $250, man. Even if you'd have came and told somebody to give you $150, $200, I'm pretty sure you could have sold it quick. A lot of those dudes want that stuff and they don't want to pay retail for it. But for the price you're talking, you could have easily traded it for something.
Right. But like I said, I'd already like left the store with that discount, and I wasn't sure if this was all legit.
We don't want to hear that shit. Go back and get that damn thing.
All right, we'll see. I'll try again on Tuesday because I know their Labor Day sale extends till like a couple days after Labor Day as well. So yeah, I'll try again. But it has to be on a Tuesday, obviously, because then I can get the other. I guess it'll have to be 25% this time, so I'll only get 65% off it because I don't have the stamp card filled out. But yeah, that was aside from that. What else did I pick up? I got this new microphone. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's slightly better audio quality, right?
You sound good. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, yeah, it was like 35 bucks on Amazon, but you have to buy the power supply. I'm pretty happy with it. Other than that, I don't think I've gotten much else. I've just been. Oh, I did get Alien Series, what, 9? So I got Vasquez, Rico Frost, and the albino drone alien. And I bought them on their Amazon store as like a set, which was a lot more convenient because I knew I was going to buy all of them anyway.
Where's that
And
concept from? The albino alien.
it's from the original James Cameron screenplay where he like describes these albino aliens that are the ones that create the cocoons that all the people are engulfed in when they have the face huggers in them.
So they just got rid of that whole concept on the movie.
Right. But the cocoons are obviously still in the movie, but we don't see the actual aliens that, do that. But that's what they are, and I think I'm going to cap out on 2 of those just because I have 2 browns, 2 blues, 2 blacks. Might as well get 2 whites. And my comic shop's holding my second one for me, so that's cool. But I'm glad I ordered them on Amazon because I got them really quick, and the paint on all of them was absolutely perfect. I'm happy that I didn't have to, pick out through a bunch of different ones, and I just happened to have been sent a good set of paint. All my eyes were straight, all my lines were clean, the articulation was great, nothing was stuck, everything works, nothing broke. Pharaoh, and
You sure it was a NECA figure?
yeah, it was. I'm very sure. I just want you to say that you're happy for me just once, please, Pharaoh. But anyway, yeah, they're great. I'm happy with that line. That's about it for me. Yeah. Who's next, Pharaoh?
Um, I got some Gundam. I got that little sitting on Mega Man. I like that little Mega Man. I like it better than the
You know what? I gotta pay for mine. You just reminded me.
oh.
You like it better than what? The DR's one?
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Is that the one that Darius just took a photo of? Got like the white highlights, some kind of like blast effect.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a little mini one then, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm asking because I just posted that photo to our subreddit.
Let me try to find that picture.
Not if I get you first.
Let's see. What did I get? I don't think I got much. I got the replacement legs for my Superman. The Mayfix.
They really
What I did get, I got a goddamn cold. that's
Come up.
You get.
you gotta
Come
accept
up.
this. Strippers, man. Fuck the matter with
I don't fuck with strippers.
you. Yeah, me neither, man.
You don't have to fucking to get a cold, dude.
Walking with a damn cold, man, But I didn't really get much else, man. It really. Well, oh, you know what? I opened my Falcon and my Winter Soldier. I actually like that Winter Soldier figure a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, it's nice. But you notice the fucked up torso joint? The diaphragm, whatever it's called.
What about it?
Like when you bend him forward, he has that big hump in his back.
Oh, that little square in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give a damn. That thing it can get into a very good crouching position, so it
Yeah.
worked out for what I use them for anyway. So
Most important thing is that the face is really good.
yeah, the face was a lot better than I thought it was going to be when I first got it. I think the eyes are a little weird, but other than that, the face was a lot better. Now Falcon, goddamn, he's black as hell, man. I'm like shit. He's too damn black.
Fuck too.
Huh?
He's short as fuck too.
Well, Anthony Mackie ain't that tall.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, but I don't think that.
Not that one, Fabio.
I don't think that's why they made him short. But I mean, that's an okay figure. Man, I'm really, like I said before, I'm not really into the movie figures, but I mean, I kept the Scarlet Witch, so put them all together, whatever. But other than that, I don't really think I got anything else.
It's this Mega Man.
Yeah, it's a nice.
Oh, okay. Like the original Mega Man.
Yeah, but it's more anime-ish, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pancho, did you get that?
Yeah, I got them. There's like this huge like tropical storm going on in my area, so all of my stuff is delayed. So I should have gotten it by now, but it hasn't shown up yet.
Hmm. Yes.
Tropical storms. I missed that from living in Florida.
P, what you got this week?
Yeah. So I got those coming. I got the original Mega Man, and then also the Battle Network one that the same company did as well. Pretty excited for that. I think it's really cool that they did the Battle Network version, just because a lot of like newer, younger collectors are going to resonate with Battle Network a lot more than original Mega Man, which is hard to believe for people like us. But um, it came out really good. It looks really good from the photos I've seen, and I'm excited to get it. Coincidentally, on Yahoo Auctions Japan, I won the first version of Zero, the D-Arts version. I won it for $15. So I'm super excited about that.
Wow. You never had that?
No, that was the only one that's literally the only one I'm missing. And then I'm missing the static statue of Sigma, and then that's it. I think that's no, and then the Comic-Con version of like the metallic Mega Man X. It's those two are the only ones I'm missing, but I have all the other armors from D Arts of Mega Man X and Zero. And then I have the Japanese. There's like a Japanese exclusive where he has like his manga face. It's pretty dope. I have that, but I'm excited to get those Mega Man figures in the mail. That Zero won't come in the mail for I don't know, probably like a month and a half. But stoked on getting that. What else did I get? I got the Punisher as well. I just haven't gotten a chance to open it, but I went to the Walgreens down here. There's like nothing. Like the toy section for the Walgreens like here is like between like fucking baby lotion and like toothpaste, and it's just awful. So like there's nothing ever here. But I just like to see if I'm ever in an area with a Walgreens, and I walked in and I saw one, and I saw one there. So just based on the fact that I've never seen good shit at my Walgreens, I picked them up, and I'm excited to mess with them as well. And then I got the cable as well. The GameStop I work at we got the cable in shipment, so I swiped that for myself. But I think that's it. Oh yeah, I got that third party Super Saiyan 3 Brawly hair. I got that.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and plug where you posted that, huh?
Oh yeah, just gotta try.
That shit is, it's nice looking, but it's just not it's not practical at all.
No, absolutely not. Like you have to plan not only a way to pose it, but a way to angle your shot too. Because like if you try and you can't have both. You can't have a display that looks really great, but without his neck looking like bonkers. It's not even a question. Like at least with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku hair sculpt, like the official one, it has 2 points of articulation in his hair, so you can get him doing a lot of stuff, a lot of movement with the hair. But with the Brawly, it's just like one giant mold. So I mean, it looks dope, but can't really do much with it. But I feel like if you know your way around a camera and display, you can get something out of it at least, or you can at least try and tell yourself that, like I'm doing right now.
We got to work with some stands to hold it up in certain places.
Oh yeah, there's no question. Like even all the test shots for it that were up on the official listing, like had like a thick stand on it. They didn't even bother photoshopping it out or anything like that. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I got really this week.
All right. So what happened this week? Did anything newsworthy happen? What did they showed something this week? Oh, they showed They showed the figure arts, some releases from the Rogue One movie, some upcoming releases from figure arts. Let me try to pull that up. And that fucking Shadow Trooper looks sick. That shit,
Right. They also had that original trilogy Han from New Hope.
yes, yes,
That
yes.
one looked really good.
Yeah, those two looked good, very good, man. I'm kind of annoyed that they showed an image of a stormtrooper, and now it's the Rogue One stormtrooper, meaning that they are changing up the design slightly, which is just fucking stupid. I can't imagine that the Empire would have changed the uniform that much in that short span of time and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, it wasn't that much, but at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even to have the Shadow Troopers and this other shit seems kind of stupid to me, but I don't know. The movie's not out yet, but I know that Shadow Trooper looks fucking great, though. I'll tell you that.
What's the scarab looking one? The brownish trooper with like the blue red highlights.
Oh no, let me try to find this shit. Hold on.
I don't know what that's called. The scar something trooper, but it looks really tight. I like that design a lot, regardless of the fact that it's super extraneous and completely unnecessary.
Right.
I mean, that's the same reason why they create more stormtroopers. All the way back to the first movie, why they had the scout troopers, why they had the snow troopers, and now we had the flame troopers and all that stuff. They just got to sell toys. That's the only reason.
Oh, the Mafex Darth Vader went up for pre-order as well. This is supposed to be the Revenge of the Sith version. I guess I'll show that real quick before I find the other thing, since I already found that. I pre-ordered that only because I got the the first Mafex Vader, and I was really really pleased with that. So, oh yeah, you can see that there. It looks nice. The Mafex Vader that they put out last was very nice, man. Very nice. Is my screen share working? Is that scrolling?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That looks
I have the
good.
Vader as well. The Mayfix Vader, it's very good.
So I assume that if they follow the same formula and they only like changed up some minor things, that this one should be very nice as well. They did a good job of mixing the soft goods with the cloth.
Is that a Revenge of the Sith Vader?
That's what it was labeled as, I believe. Obviously,
Yeah,
I can't
because
read.
otherwise he wouldn't be that charred, reddish brown color. He'd be more of that pale white from the end of Return.
Right, right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah.
Yep, Revenge of the Sith. You just scrolled past it. I mean, it's the same pretty much design. Who's really going to display if they get this Vader? Who's really going to display him with that face right there? Because that's the one that we wanted to cover up the most. That's fucking Hayden Christensen, and we only really see glimpses of that before they actually put the mask on him. What's the other trooper called? Check that. I don't know what it's called. The Rogue One, whatever the new stormtrooper is called.
I didn't find that yet, but I see this Kylo Ren. I'll show that real quick. So yeah, Figure Watch is supposed to be releasing an unmasked Kylo Ren as well. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if the face looks that great. I don't know. His head looks a little big. Shit.
It looks all right. It looks a little soft right now, maybe because it's a prototype, but at least it has the mole. It's that 3D printing. It just looks kind of soft on there.
Look at
Not
his
3D printing.
head though. That shit looks massive.
Yeah, it does look a little big. It doesn't look like it fits in that helmet. I'll give you that one.
So I mean, it looks like you're gonna be paying for the same figure with just the unmasked head and the additional uh, old Vader helmet, and I guess it looks like this helmet that
Oh.
it
So he
comes
doesn't come with the regular head then?
it comes with a little piece where you can hold a hand that's attached to the helmet where you can make it look like he's holding his helmet. But I would assume that they probably had to make the design of that helmet bigger as his head is fucking huge.
Yeah, but you can't put that helmet on his head, obviously. It's attached to the hand.
Yeah,
He doesn't come with an alternate masked head, right?
I don't think so. Yeah, it looks like the helmet might be scaled properly. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the whole suit looks a little big right there.
I don't really see the point. I don't know. Are they
They
gonna?
could have just exactly. They could have just included all this in one version of the figure with the masked head, with the unmasked head, with the helmet in his hand,
That makes
and
no
whatever
sense
other
for
fun
them to
stuff.
do
You could
that.
even put in a battle damaged head from at the end. You know, when Ray fucks up his face.
Well, go tell this shit to NECA when they charge you $1 million for all them damn predators, so they could get you alternate heads.
If they don't do Ray though, it's just like you know, I don't know. I don't really see the point if they don't do Ray.
It's doing Ray.
They are
Mayfex
doing
is
it, right,
doing
aren't they?
Ray, right?
Oh, Mayfex is.
Yeah, I think it's Mayfex.
Yeah, Mayfex showed the. I think that went up for pre-order as well. The Ray and the Revenge of the Sith Vader. Yeah, here's Ray right here. I'll show that real quick too. I'm still trying to find these other pictures.
You know, I don't collect any Star Wars, but more and more it's looking like if I were to, obviously I'd be going with this stuff. Because I don't think I'd really be army building Stormtroopers very much. So as far as key characters goes, the likenesses are so much better on these SHF.
Yeah, Mayfex
But
is not on my good side right now, but here's the.
no, she looks all right.
Yeah, it looks okay right here, but once you get that shit in hand, who knows what the face is gonna look like.
Yeah, it looks like the skin tone. It's a little translucent, but I mean, it looks all right. Who's waiting for the SHF one though?
She should be tanned as fuck living on a desert planet, right? Alright, where the fuck are these SH?
And look up those stormtroopers. I'm searching too.
What's the name, man?
This guy, whatever this guy's called. Hang on, I'm gonna screen share.
People collectors got pictures of them. Incredible collectors, Dallas Giant.
Oh, okay.
This is the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, that guy looks pretty dope.
That's
I'm not sure what he's about. Let's check this article. Here we go. I just want to know this guy's name. That's all.
Yeah, show all of them shits though.
All right. Well, here's this guy. He's called the Scarif Shore Trooper. Like that is really grasping at straws for names there. Shore Trooper. Come on.
Beach Trooper.
Hit the Beach Trooper. Oh. Well, that looks nice though. I will say. Here we go. Slideshow. There's the Death Trooper.
That guy looks dope.
Yeah, I like this green right here. That's a good design.
Yeah, I like all the new designs for all the new troopers.
Death Trooper. Go back to that Death Trooper. That thing looks amazing, man. I wonder
Shadow Squadron what?
Shadow Trooper, Death Trooper, whatever they want to call them. But that shit, that design is fucking great. You know, anything all black and masked is always gonna look great.
Yeah.
Nah, but I meant that more to say, like, you know, fuck the Shadow Squadron. Who's that? Look at these guys. That's already a thing that exists, but now who cares? What else we got? We got I'm not sure what this guy's called. I think that's the hover tank driver.
I think that guy looks. I think all these new designs look really dope.
Yeah, they look very nice.
It's got that like retro futuristic feel to it.
Yeah. It's almost as if they grabbed an artist from the '80s and jettisoned him into 2016 and said, "Hey, try and do something new."
I mean, the asymmetricality is kind of what gives it away too.
Yeah,
from being from that era. Because now everything looks like it's made in a fucking Mac store. But this kind of stuff.
I think that one looks cool. That looks really like 3A.
Yeah. You know what's funny about this is I don't really like the way this is looking right now, but I saw a review of the Star Wars Black Series version, and I liked it a lot. I don't know why I'm not really.
I think the pose they have it in here is a little weird because he has more like neutral poses in all the stuff we've seen him in so far. He doesn't have anything dynamic like this, so I think putting him in this position kind of makes his proportions stand out as being a little more weird. But I like it. He's voiced by Alan Tudyk, fucking Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball. I love that guy.
God. And also from Serenity.
Well, yes, of course, Serenity. Hey, is that the god of the internet I hear, just raining his voice down from the heavens? What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. How about you guys?
Talking about these SHF Rogue One releases.
Oh yeah, I've been keeping up. I posted in the YouTube chat what the trooper's name was like 10 times.
Oh, my
You gotta
bad. I
be
haven't been
on
checking the
that.
chat, I'll be
You
honest.
gotta be on that.
I am now officially checking the chat. You know what it is? My mic is just in the way of where the chat box sits.
For sure. It's all good.
You know what?
Ever so
While we
strategically.
talking about the chat and shit, somebody, I don't remember where I saw this, but somebody had asked about the Goku raffle. My bad, man. This week we were just mad busy. Um, my girl actually not started a new job, but moved up in rank at her job. And we just been adjusting to the schedule with getting my daughter to school and this and that. It's just been a crazy week. But we're gonna get around to doing the raffle. Hopefully tomorrow or Tuesday. We didn't forget. There wasn't even actually that many people in, so the people that are in have a pretty good chance. So the Goku raffle's coming, and then we'll have something else after that. And yeah, I just want to say that before any more questions come. But
Yeah, he commented on A.C.B.A. Saturday. I think he commented on Instagram.
Damn.
So yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
whoever that was,
I
that's
mean, we had to do summer shots and all that stuff too. All that organization took forever to get A.C.B.A. Saturday out there. It was a busy week.
who's this guy?
This is the Scarif Shore Trooper.
Are these all enemies? Are these all
Yes.
Empire people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course,
They
the
aren't
bad guys
gonna.
look the damn coolest.
Yeah.
Here's the
They
Rogue
are.
One.
They're definitely not gonna be releasing any
What's the
rebel
deal with
troopers.
that, though? I'd like to see it side by side of the original Stormtroopers SHF put out with this
Yeah.
labeling the Rogue One to see if there really is any difference.
Could
I
be
don't
something
think
in
that
the
there's a
helmet.
difference.
I'm not
Wait,
sure.
did they say that there's a difference? I could have swore that it's just a repack.
Yeah, you think so?
I think
Is
so.
it?
I think maybe they might switch articulation up a bit, but I think that the design is pretty much the exact same.
It would really make more sense for them to just re-release the same figure, honestly.
Yeah, I mean it's cheaper for them.
There might be
That's it.
some updated technology, like
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, if
Yeah.
anything.
You know what I really like on these is how matted the fabric looks on here.
yeah, I like that too.
Well, that
In
is the
fact-
Rogue One release. Let me go try to find that Han, because that one looked really nice too.
Yeah.
But I think that it was during I'm not sure who did the interview, but it was during I believe Star Wars Celebration. But they were basically talking about the new trooper designs, and basically they were just taken right out of Ralph McQuarrie's drawings. He's the guy that actually designed everything for all of Star Wars. Really, he was the lead artist.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's
All
the
of
one
his
that designed the
production.
stormtroopers with lightsabers.
Yeah, exactly. Which I wish that we would have gotten at least in episode 7 instead of like that baton. If that was a lightsaber, that would have just made me cry.
I mean, that character really should have been Captain Phasma anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That was the biggest complaint.
There was literally no point. There was like no connection. Anyway, we're getting off topic. It's Han. It's Han right here. He looks really good. I like, the blonde highlights here in the hair and everything.
I swear to God, they're gonna overdo the highlights like they did with Luke.
Yeah.
They're going
You're
to.
probably right.
Of course they
They're
are.
going to.
Why the fuck does he need blonde highlights? He's a fuck brunette, isn't he?
He's a
Midas
brunette.
touch.
So
He's a
fucking
brunette.
dumb. I'm sick of them with this blonde shit.
They're all Super Saiyans, dude. They can all go into Super Saiyajin 2 automatically.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if the Japanese think that like all white people are blonde or what. What's going on?
Just sprinkle some gold flakes in his hair. He'll be good.
It's an agenda.
Stay woke, people. All right. Well, those look good. That's about it on the Star Wars stuff from SHF, right?
Yeah,
I believe so.
that was it. I'm not sure what else. I don't think anything else went up for pre-order that our audience would really care about. I don't know.
Looks like Hot Toys unveiled, some stuff from the same movie.
The
What?
Jeddah Patrol Troopers.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
So we got those troopers. We got what else?
I see.
Trooper.
The Hot Toys Deadpool, which is actually not really supposed to drop until for like another 2 months or something like that. I think it had got pushed back, but he normally does get those a little early anyway. I guess he gets
The Hot Toys Deadpool. I've already seen reviews of that. It's not out yet.
It's not officially out. I do know that Shartimus will get those hot toys a little
Okay.
early.
Well,
He
that's
has the
actually good
hookups.
because I've been seeing a lot. Not that I collect these, but just to address the complaints that I've seen about the wrists. You know, the leather bodysuit kind of coming undone where the wrist articulation from the hands sort of meets from just you moving it around. It tends to rub away. So maybe if they have delayed it, maybe they've seen those things and are going to go back and fix that, and that's probably even better for you, Boog.
Yeah, this will be my first hot toys. I said that a few times.
And
So you don't want it to be fucked up.
just before we move off of SHF entirely, we have a person in the chat named Jeff0117 who's actually saying that the troopers are new, and that the helmet and the forearms are especially different, and that the storm troopers are different from one another. Okay, but
I'm
they
gonna do
look
the
the
Google
same.
machine here. I'm gonna
They
punch
look
that
the
in.
same to me, but I mean, if Jeff is saying otherwise, then I'm pretty sure he's right. I don't really keep up with the original trilogy SHF as much.
Well, I didn't buy any of the original trilogy Stormtroopers from SHF, so well, that's another thing that I got this week that I forgot about. I got, I think, 18 more original trilogy troopers from Black Series, so I'm just under my 50 mark basically. So that's why I
And
didn't buy any of that
So
stuff.
would
what?
you like to plug where people can get an entire case
Oh
of
yeah,
eight, please?
definitely. We got cases of 8 of the OT Stormtroopers from Star Wars Black Series on the A.C.B.A website right now, so you should jump on that. I think it's only like 2 cases left, honestly. So shout out to Ricardo Gastelum and Logan Stark and my man Dave DX and Paris and a few other people that cop sets. So
And speaking of army building, Nick Zamfati in the chat is asking if you guys are going to be getting any more Nick Furies.
yeah, we didn't even get the first Nick Furies in yet, but
Okay.
the amount that we put up for pre-order is less than the amount that we ordered. So there will be some more up on the site once we ship the first pre-order. So yeah, you just gotta be patient. This week, the Abomination Wave will be shipping, and a few more of those sets will show up online because we did the same thing with that. We ordered more than we put on the site. So if you weren't able to get that, it won't be a pre-order this week. It'll be a straight up order. So look for that.
Nice.
I would assume that the X-Men wave should be right behind it. I know people are waiting, and thanks for whoever's being patient. But you know, we just waiting too. From what I've seen, not a lot of retailers sending out those in mass yet. Anyway, so I see some retailers have them for have some of the single figures, but I don't see the cases going out yet from all of the major retailers. So it seems like everybody's just kind of waiting for that influx. It looks like they hit all of the regular retailers, the store retailers. I mean, I was saying that the online retailers didn't get their stuff yet, but it looks like they hit all of the Toys R Us, Walgreens, all of that stuff, obviously. But seems like the online retailers are still waiting. So.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
forgot to say during the Halls segment that I did get the rest of the X-Men wave for my comic shop. They finally got it in. I thought the Abomination wave was going to be out before the X-Men wave because I feel like that was announced before the X-Men wave.
You know what? I thought the X-Men wave was going to be out before the Abomination wave, but it looks like
Oh.
the Abomination wave is officially dropping first. It seems like, and honestly, I feel like the Spider-Man wave hasn't even showed up at retail like that yet either.
It
No,
hasn't.
I think
I
I've
haven't seen it
seen
yet either.
parts of it at Toys R Us before, right before I saw the X-Men, but I haven't seen Abomination at retail at all yet. Not even my comic shop.
I haven't seen Spider-Man on store shelves at all yet.
Me neither. It's pretty much just been like as soon as Giant Man Wave is like starting to trickle out more. I guess they timed it to like coincide with the release of the Civil War Blu-ray, so I'm seeing a lot more of the Giant Man Wave right now. And then they also have the X-Men Wave pretty well stocked. I mean, if you're able to actually get there when they put it out on the shelves. And then I haven't seen anything of Space Venom, and I saw it one time at Kmart, and then it was gone the next day. And then I haven't seen anything in regards to the Abomination Wave. So I don't know when that's going to be hitting store shelves for my part. I'm in California, so it's different for everybody. But generally, we get things a little bit before East Coast, Midwest, and everyone
You're
else.
in NorCal?
No, I'm SoCal.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm like very close to you. You just don't know it.
oh, that's
I'm
alarming.
right behind you. I'm right behind you, Fabio.
Like I'm outside of your window, jacking off
Look outside, Fabio. Look outside.
Foot of your bed.
I'm just gonna shut my blinds here real quick. But
mirror.
yeah, the reason we get stuff first is we have the port right here. I used to live in
Yeah.
the town, San Pedro, where the port is. So I used to get stuff pretty early there,
Oh, yeah.
except when they have strikes, of course, which seems to happen all the time.
That
But
happened like
we get
literally
stuff directly
last year.
from the Far East here first.
Strikes are always fucking me up. I remember I was waiting for my Figure Arts Kylo Ren, and I had to wait an extra like month and a half for it to actually hit. It's the worst.
I had to apologize for that because my girlfriend's dad is a longshoreman. That's all his fault.
God damn it.
I'm gonna pass your condolences along.
So tell him that he's fucking it up for the rest of us.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows. I mean, he's a
Like, who
longshoreman.
cares
Come on.
about your pay, man? Who cares about your pay? Just give me my plastic.
Well, anything else we want to say about these SHS Star Wars shits?
Not really.
I will say that the Target is actually clearancing a bunch of Black Series stuff. My local Target had the TIE Fighter for like $80.
Wait, what?
The TIE Fighter. The
The
whatever
Elite
it's called.
series?
The First Order or whatever it's called. No, the big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they had it for
Black,
like $80.
Black Series Elite TIE Fighter thing.
Yeah, the one with the TIE Fighter
That's-
pilot that has the
yeah.
red stripes or whatever.
Yes.
So I have a
That's
friend
the-
that collects those, and
Collects those.
I mean, he collects the Black Series in general, and as someone who like enjoys collecting it vicariously, I really want him to have it. So I'm tempted to buy it just to give it to him and then have him pay me back because, man, I'm just not one to drop a good deal like that. You can't pass on that.
There was a better deal probably 3 months ago on
I know.
Amazon.
I know.
They had all of the Star Wars stuff discounted, but specifically the TIE Fighter was going for $45.
Whoa! All right. Well, I definitely didn't get that one.
Yeah. It'll go down.
But I mean, $80 in store. For the convenience sake of it, I guess if you're there and you see it and you have the money, it would have been a good thing. But I haven't been back to see if somebody's taken it yet. But yeah, go check your Target. They might be clearancing a bunch of stuff out. Was the whole point of that. Especially because they're making way for the new Rogue One stuff. So if you're trying to get a Constable Zuvio for $5, now's your chance.
Hey man, don't hate. I got that figure.
Yeah.
$5?
I didn't get him for $5. I paid the full 20. I'm a sucker, bro. I am a sucker. I don't care.
Man. You're a fan.
I don't care. I wanted everything from that line as soon as Force Awakens dropped. I caught the bug, man. I caught the bug.
Mm-hmm. Force Friday.
Yes. Man, Force Friday was shit for me. I mean, I got Kylo, and then I got Phasma, and then I got like 3 troopers, but otherwise it was like dry as fuck. I had to wait months for everything else. And then the Kylo that I got didn't even like his face sculpt was like melted.
Those first Kylos are rough.
Oh yeah, it was like the worst quality control I've ever experienced. But whatever, man. I just returned that sucker like 3 months later. I don't care. Walmart was like, "Do you have a receipt?" And I was like, "Yeah, but it's from like 3 months ago." And they're like, "Whatever, it's okay." I was like, "You guys are the best."
Walmart
Hey,
take a
man,
receipt from 3 years ago. Who cares?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Walmart doesn't give a
exactly.
shit.
I mean, they have the worst case of repackaging that I've ever seen. My Walmart, as crappy as it is, and as crappy of a figure selection as it has already, it has just dwindled even further by the amount of by the amount of people repacking figures. It's just crazy, and not even figures, just Build-A-Figure pieces even.
I went over to my Walmart yesterday and I saw the most exclusive Chase variant Deadpool, the most exclusive Chase variant that you could ever find. Speed Demon inside of a Deadpool package. I was so happy. I was like, wow, look at that, man. Dang, they really changed up his design for this one. What is this all new, all different Deadpool? Man, this is amazing.
I don't
$500 on eBay later that night.
Oh yeah.
Employees keep getting got and shit like that. Like they should be on top of that. As a manager of a store, you should be on top of shit like that. You should know that that's an issue, and you should have your employees looking at it and making sure that it's not happening and not
It's
reoccurring.
because they don't train these employees for like specific departments, so they're completely out of the loop when it comes to like, oh, this action figure, it should look like the thing that's actually on the package.
Right.
So it's like they should train them to actually look at the package and then look at what's on the inside of the package and make sure that the two, match up. But
Are you
I
kidding
guess
me?
that's
Those employees are all like, excuse me, I don't have time to know what an energized emissary is. I only get paid $10 an hour.
What do you mean, maidens of might? What is this bullshit that you were talking about, young man?
Yeah, that too, I guess.
It's literally the worst. I was like, excuse me, by any chance, do you guys have the X-Men wave in? I can describe the packaging for you so it's easier for you to find. And they were like, yeah, just give us a second. And then they were like, yeah, we actually have some X-Men stuff here. I was like, oh, cool, what do you guys have? Yeah, we have the Pops. I was just like, well, you know what? And I just clicked. I just hung up because I was just like, I'm not having that shit. I'm not having it. I've had so many bad experiences trying to call for stuff. It's literally the worst.
I just don't even bother calling anymore. I just bite the bullet and go check. It's not even worth it, especially because all the employees that I was friendly with aren't really working there anymore. There's like one guy, and he only works like 2 days a week. So all the guys I was friendly with and could call directly to the store and be like, hey, can I speak to this guy? Hey, man, can you check this for me? Sorry, we don't have it. Thanks. Done. Now, no longer.
This is so rough.
You gotta have the SKU number, man. You can't be messing around without that SKU.
I mean, one of them had my number, so he would text me when new NECA stuff came in, but he's not even working at True anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Your NECA dealer?
Yeah. I'll meet up behind the True.
You got those NECA figures that don't snap immediately? Yeah,
He's dressed
man,
like Ben Grimm trying to disguise himself.
Oh my god, with the trench coat. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He pulls that shit apart. He's got pegs on the inside of his lapels, but no underwear.
I got you.
I do what I gotta do, man. Did I tell you how great my paint apps were on my Alien Series 9? It's because of that guy.
Jesus Christ. I wish I had a guy like that, though. I mean, I'm not gonna front. I can't hate. Can't hate. Only thing I have is Martha, who's been working at Target on and off for the past 2 years, and she's like, "Do you want Pops? Do you want this the Marvel Legends, as in like the Infinite series?" And I'm like, yeah, the 6-inch, and then they give me like the 3 3/4 inch shit. Those Hasbro.
I thought you meant 6 centimeters. Sorry, man.
Yeah, Jesus, man, it bothers me. It really bothers me. Honestly, if any Hasbro people are in the chat right now, what you did by killing Marvel Universe ruined everything.
I mean, I saw, rest in peace, Glenn, but I saw his last review of the last, 2-pack of the 2 Spider-Men, which are basically the same figure with just altered deco. And yeah, it's sad how far that line has dropped down, man. No diaphragm, no thigh cut, no swivel at the ankle.
I didn't
no
collect
ankle
the line,
rocket that he loves.
As soon as I saw that Marvel Universe Ares popped up, I was like, yo, I need to get that, because that's just a really good figure. And I mean, it works if you do like multi-scale displays and stuff. But I was just like really, really into that figure, and it wouldn't surprise me if Hasbro in the future upscales it. It won't be as good as I think. Not as. It'll probably be more articulated than the previous one, but I think that the look of the previous one is superior. But it wouldn't surprise me if they end up reusing it. But that was just a really good figure, and that was probably like the last good figure from the Universe line.
Can you repeat which figure that was? I got a message and I didn't hear the first part.
It was the Marvel Universe Ares.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
That figure was really good, actually.
Yeah.
That thing was like the last hurrah, and then they were just like, an articulation entirely.
That wave, or those last couple waves, was right before they went to shit. I guess that's what you just said. I'm sorry, I was doing that.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
But that Ares figure, I held on to that for a long time. I was still trying to sell it recently, though.
I mean, I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
I was trying to sell it in a lot with the whole with the Dark Avengers or whatever, but nobody wants those shits.
Yeah, this is 2010. Nobody wants that.
The Universe died, man. I feel so bad for that line. People that still collect that line are literally struggling.
I don't know why they put money into that shit. I can't see that.
I know.
If they just ended that and just invested all their money into Legends, we would be so
Yeah.
much happier. We would be so much happier.
Maybe
We
they
would
think
actually-
that the kids, like the actual children, are more keen on buying the 3 3/4 inch for some reason. Maybe that's why they keep it around.
If they are purchasing 3 3/4 inch, it's not Marvel Legends. They're purchasing like the super like $9.99 like 8-pack of Avengers characters from the movies.
Right.
Like 5 points of articulation. What is a paint app? Like that's the stuff that they're going for.
Well, I mean, you had some things to say about the Hasbro interview that we just put up, last night / this morning. And,
Oh my God! Tell
you know-
somebody educate this man. Somebody educate this young man that is talking about. Oh, that's a classic Strange. I wanted to wring his neck. I wanted to wring his fucking.
If you want to get down to brass tacks, his exact wording was "new classic Strange."
Oh yeah. So it's like right in the middle. It's like right smack dab in the middle.
Did you get the vibe that he was kind of like just bullshitting with you, or like
He was
you think it
definitely during when I asked him about the hands for the Raph Spidey.
Uh-huh.
That felt like he was just kind of trying to give an answer to give an answer's sake.
Okay.
But yeah, for some parts of it he was just kind of describing the product, but he has used that term to describe it before, so I think that's just kind of the buzzword that internally they use for it to kind of.
That's what I was thinking as well. Like these
Exactly.
PR dudes, like they gotta spice things up somehow,
Right.
You know damn well that they have absolutely no intention of calling the factory and saying, "Hey, you guys messed up on this hand." I was like, this dude is just fucking around right now. Dude, what an
So we
wait
get
asshole.
this
for
guy
the
on the horn
announcement,
right now.
Hello?
Hello,
Still
is this
waiting.
guy that fucking hands?
Yeah. Remember that one product out of the thousands that you guys are doing all the time? Yeah, that one hand. Yeah, that we're gonna have to have you guys retool that really quick. Sorry, we're gonna just re-release that later. No, it's
Get right on
such
that, sir.
bullshit. Exactly. That's not even how the business works, man. It's just fucking up, man. I was just like, really, like, if I was there, Fabio, I would not take that. You gotta handle yours. You gotta handle yours. You gotta be
I
like,
mean,
listen,
Wasn't Shark doing that kind of stuff last year, too?
dude, you gotta pull out the DC icons in
I'm
front of
not
him and be like, you gotta whip it out.
Bro.
Be like, look at this Harley Quinn. This Harley Quinn has an ab crunch. Why aren't you doing this with the female figures? You gotta do that.
Let me tell you something. That's like going to Five Guys Burger and bringing your McDonald's in with you and eating it there. Like, I
Well,
would not
that's-
pull out a different
Well,
company's figure to compare.
Wait a second. I would say that it's more like going into Five Guys and you're bringing In and Out with you. It's like McDonald's
Alright.
doesn't really compare, but
Okay,
I would say
I'll
that
give you that
In
one.
and Out is like they're pretty much on the same level. But I get you.
Semantics. But regardless,
I get you,
yes.
I
But yeah,
understand the metaphor.
It's one of those things. Like, I understand the position that Shartimus is in. Like when you do those interviews, as far as like, they have the publicist girl right there. You don't want to say anything that's going to offend the company. Your job, for the most part, is to kind of. I think of it kind of like a wrestling interview, where you, as the
Of
interviewer, you are prompting the interviewee and helping them put themselves over. So
Yeah, it's
I kind of let him talk, and when he made a point, I would just emphasize what he said. To use an improv term, I would yes and what he would say. I would agree with what he said, and then I would make a point to elaborate on it. This is just like me figuring it out as I go. But that's kind of the vibe that you get from an interview.
Oh,
So for Shartimus
like-
to just be like a little bit more,
The
I
reason
don't want to say
why
casual, but more abrupt about his interviewing methods. I think he feels a little more comfortable with them. So
Yeah, he's
maybe
been doing it for
he
years,
can
you
get
know?
away with that.
I'm
I don't
scared.
think I would have been able to do that. I
Of
think
course,
at
and
that
it's
point
like
he would have been like, nope,
you're-
sorry, this interview's over.
And you're conducting it on the strength that you're like, okay, well, I would hope that we are able to get a press pass for next year's Comic-Con. Whereas
Right.
Shartimus is coming from a position where he's already been to several of them, and his press pass is never going to get revoked unless he's like a child diddler. So hopefully he's not like Jared Fogle. Otherwise, he's going to be showing up at Comic-Cons for a long time.
Don't diddle kids. It's no good diddling kids.
Oh my God, It's Always Sunny. Yes.
Don't even get me started. We need to move on before we get into an
Yes,
endless
we-
vortex of Always Sunny quotes.
We will dive down that hole. The
God.
boy's whole soul.
We will Thunder Gun Express our way. We're done. It's over. Let's move on. Who else has got a topic?
Boog's having a hard time in prison, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's like the bottom of the totem pole down there, and I mean pole.
Oh boy.
They already, from what I heard, they didn't already beat him up a few times.
Oh yeah.
Man, he's gonna have to learn how to get hard in prison, man. He has to learn how to get hard. Is he? How hard are you, man? I'm so hard, man. I'm so hard.
$5 foot long joke.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
But,
I want to talk about one little thing that developed on Twitter, actually just yesterday, and I'm glad Pharaoh isn't here anymore because he would have just shit all over this topic. But I think it's something
NECA.
funny. It is NECA, but it's
Oh,
not so
God.
much a product so much as just something that happened to them on Twitter yesterday. And I log in, and first of all, I blame myself huge. I'm going to take this L because I didn't screenshot it. But some guy just flat out tweeted to NECA something to the effect of like, I can't believe the guy that runs this company hates Mexicans so much.
No,
Just flat out like that. No, it wasn't a response to anything that NECA had tweeted before. It wasn't a retweet.
Just
Then he
a fresh
replied.
tweet.
Just new tweet. NECA was, I can't believe this company.
Tell him how you really feel.
And the guy was from Brazil or something because he got into a conversation with this other guy in Portuguese, and I don't know what the hell they were saying because I don't understand Portuguese. But at some point he said the word Trump a couple times as the exchange went on.
God.
So I don't know where the hell this guy was coming from. I don't
Wait,
know what his mindset was at the time.
Does NECA endorse Trump?
I have no idea.
If-
I think
if they
his beef
endorse
was more
Trump-
with Randy in general.
Dude,
I don't know what his
if
political
they-
views are.
If they are using their action figure as a political platform, bro, it's on. It's on.
Yeah, do you guys hear about that naked Trump statue that got erected in New York City? I think in like Times Square.
Choice
Please don't,
words.
please don't ever say Trump and erected in the same sentence ever again. Please don't.
That's because he's incapable of doing that. But my point is that
Ooh.
statue was sculpted by one of NECA's sculptors.
That's
None of us knew that.
unbelievable.
No, that's probably what he was talking about then.
Exactly.
We
You want to
saw
talk
it.
about rabbit holes, you guys? Let me tell you something. This rabbit hole goes deep. It goes all the way to the bottom. It goes all the way to China. Let me tell you something about China. China,
okay,
they're the
so-
best. China, they have the best factories. #1 factories.
How do you know that one of NECA's sculptors did that?
No, I don't know that. I'm completely making this up, dude.
Oh, what the? Oh my god.
No, you guys. That's not where the connection is.
I was
I
about
mean-
to say.
I think
just got
Concho
you.
caught on early on that I was completely being facetious.
Dude, I
guys
was
just
just
went along.
trusting you. I was trusting you, and you just betrayed my trust.
Oh,
and
man.
I feel duped.
No, I'm
I feel
sorry. I'm
bad.
sorry, guys. I completely misled you. Audience, I'm so sorry. Let me check the chat. I bet people are just pissed at me. But the point is, I don't know where this guy was coming from. He just completely new tweet said, I can't believe this company is so racist. To which they responded like, whoa, what the hell are you talking about? Don't go spreading shit like that. Like, literally just completely baseless accusation coming out of this guy. And I don't know if he like blocked him or whatever, or he was trolling, if it was deliberate, whatever. But
It was
it was,
probably
it was a funny couple of hours on Twitter yesterday.
it's probably Todd McFarlane on a ghost account.
It was.
You
Quit
guys are
sending all those
racist
people
against
to my Instagram to
Mexicans.
talk shit about my color tops.
Uh,
Why are all you guys flicking off my color tops? I thought they were great.
I mean, are you guys interested in purchasing some of these super articulated 5 points of articulation? You guys interested in that? Hold on, let me go buy another baseball for $1 million. You're such an idiot. It's so sad to have him as like one of my. I mean, I consider him to be one of the 10 greatest artists that have ever done pencils for a comic book. But it's just like Jesus Christ, like what a fool! Like, ugh, he just kills it.
When it comes to making figures, man, he just doesn't know that his
He is out of his element.
of figure making has passed, man. You know, nobody really wants that shit anymore.
It's when you have the sculptors that are coming to you saying, "Hey, I would really like to include articulation here, 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 and here," and he's like, "No, well, that's fine." He reminds me of George Lucas.
Faster, more intense.
Exactly. So it's just like, can you do it, but a little bit faster and more intense? Yes. It's like, no, you're not directing them correctly, Lucas. God damn it! Like, whatever though. I mean, this is why Mezco and
See,
NECA.
Mezco's such a good example of that because not even like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they had those Breaking Bad figures, which are
Yeah.
complete statues.
Exactly.
And then what? Even more recently, we had the Sons of Anarchy figures, which I'm sure people can still find at their Trues. Those are, I think they have some articulation, some interchangeable parts, but for the most part, same thing, just statues. And now
Right.
their chips are all in on this 112 collective of super articulated figures
Oh
with
yeah.
cloth clothing, catered
Mezco.
for the collector, maybe even the collector displayer. So
Yes.
that's
Mezco
an
is on
example of
their.
just taking a complete 180 in your business plan, so to speak, and really making it work for you. Even though they've got a couple delays now, but
I
either
mean,
way,
at
they're
least the
promising
stuff
some really
is.
great product.
At least the stuff is going to be coming out though. It's like it is slated. They
Right.
have the prototypes. It's going to
And
go into.
we have stuff in hand already.
Exactly. So it's like Mezco is on their freshman year,
Mhm.
senior year type of stuff. They're
Right.
they're just like, we're trying to flex. We're trying to actually provide things for the collector community because we know that these are the people that actually care about our products.
And even NECA is doing that as well, like the Ash versus Evil Dead
Stop.
figure. Oh,
Stop
let me just
name
make this one
dropping them.
point.
Stop.
One more. Don't you Pharaoh on me.
Stop.
Don't you go Pharaoh on me.
I have to.
Here's
I have to
here's one
defend it.
last point. One last point is the double jointed elbows that they're incorporating to the Ash vs.
Oh
Evil
my
Dead figures.
god.
That is
You're a ride or die.
187, bitch.
You literally will ride or die for Mega
No
so
question
hard.
about
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a small thing like that. Like, if they added those double jointed elbows to like these Terminator figures, then you could have him, putting the shotgun or whatever up in the air realistically. It's just one of those things that it's like a baby steps towards making better product, whereas McFarlane isn't even doing anything like that.
Very true. Very
That's
true.
the only. Even though I had to bring in the N word, the other N word.
NECA.
Yeah.
What,
Don't
Even
confuse
so-
the chat. Don't
what
confuse
does
the chat.
what does McFarlane have out right now? Anyway,
Nothing.
I've seen the color tops in stores. The only thing I like about them are the head sculpts, and even those are a little bit soft. But I'm just wondering if I could put those on a more articulated body. That's the only reason I'd be interested.
stop
in them.
making Walking Dead figures, right?
Yeah.
They're only doing the comic ones now, I believe. There's a couple more figures in the TV line coming out, taking us to the end of this year. But starting next year, they're not doing any more of the 5-inch line. Except I
Wow.
believe they're still doing the comic ones. The ones that are Skybound exclusive or whatever. I think those are still continuing. Not 100% on that though.
That's crazy. I mean, I used to see those pretty much in every GameStop, like just flooding. So maybe
Yeah.
it's because they aren't selling.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, my
Well-
FYE had a bunch of them. I almost jumped in on the line right there because they had basically everything, and my FYE was closing, so it would have been a good opportunity. But I was like, nah, McFarlane I don't want to give them my money, honestly. Same reason I'm not buying Mattel shit, except WWE, but that's
Ugh.
a different story.
I mean, I've already expressed my problems with Mattel. Like I said, if these companies just stop production on everything and then just reallocate all their funds and then invest it into new sculpts, new body molds, just new tooling entirely, just start from the ground up, everyone will be like, okay, this is a company that is actually taking their business serious. This is a company that is actually wanting to appease the consumer opposed to just making all these half-ass products that are just trying to cut around corners in order to save money.
Right, that are just banking on the license, really.
Exactly.
I mean, McFarlane's whole thing is it's Walking Dead. Walking Dead will sell. Who cares? It's a fucking statue.
Exactly.
And in fact, those are probably even cheaper to produce than the 5-inch figures.
It is.
Yeah?
It absolutely is. Like how many points of articulation are in those?
Maybe I think they're up to 10, maybe if that.
I
8?
seriously doubt that. I think the Rick Grimes probably moves in 3 places.
Okay. So yeah, that's 3 pieces of plastic they have to cast and put together.
Exactly. So they aren't worried. They aren't sweating it. They're just like, you know what? There's going to be at least 1,000 people that buy this, and that's fine with us.
And even if it's just John Howdy Doodad who just works in an office and wants to put it on his desk to have something to talk about around the water cooler, it's one of those things.
That's what they're banking on.
Good old John Howdy Doodad coming in clutch for the example.
But on an unrelated note, the the photo that Boog has on his share screen thing right now. I just wanted to say that whoever is the person that posted that to the group, I love that shot.
Mm.
I love that shot so much, and I love the foam. Round of applause. Round of a fucking applause.
Yeah, that's a
I
good one
remember,
for sure.
I remember seeing like a comment in there. There was like someone that was like, "There's something missing in this photo. I just can't put my finger on it, but otherwise it's perfect." I was like, "Yeah," because I mean, from what I can see, all the bodies are like compressed to the floor perfectly. Like the posing is just nice.
Yeah, he's very good. That's Jesse Torres. He's very good with his posing.
Shouts out to you, Jesse.
I don't know why he keeps killing Blade and all of it on his last.
I think he's using him as like a goon or something.
I was like, yo, is that Wesley Snipes in the background? Like, did
That
the
Blade is
IRS
a good
did the
figure.
IRS finally catch up to him?
The IRS snipers got him.
Yeah, man.
The better poser
paper.
in the group, no question about it.
Yeah, that's a good
Oh
one.
yeah. I just wish that Hasbro gave us the Epic Heroes head. I am sweating it right now, guys. I am gonna have to drop $40 on that horrible ass action figure just to get the head.
You know, it's actually not bad because it comes with some good guns too. So those could definitely go on this Punisher
Like
as well.
$40 loose without accessories.
Oh,
It's like
yeah, no,
it's
you're
going
fucking up
up
there.
it's going up in price for just the reason that I'm posing now. It's just for the head.
One with the stubble though too.
Exactly. It's like you got to get the regular one, not the Thunderbolts variant, the regular one, because it has the 5 o'clock shadow that you need.
Definitely.
I
Fucking
mean,
bullshit, man.
if price is a big barrier, then I would say go with the cheaper option. And the 5 o'clock shadow honestly doesn't make that huge of a difference to me when it comes to Punisher, especially when you're talking classic Punisher, who's a little more clean cut.
I need my Punisher to look like he stayed up all night to get his kill. I need that.
Well, I think that's what they try to convey with this head that they have on here right now, but
Oh yeah, with
it's not done well.
the lipstick mascara. Oh yeah, I really dig that.
Hey, mascara, please.
Bloodshot eyes with like I don't know, man. It just looks like someone just like took tomato juice and just spread it on his face. It really doesn't look good.
Well, we have Emiya joining us now. Hello, Emiya.
Hi, Emiya.
Oh, he probably stepped away. Look at that.
Introducing Emiya.
I didn't realize how much of a baller Emiya is though. Like this guy, when we were on the previous podcast, 35 of the SHF First Order Stormtroopers, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I have that." I'm just like, "Oh, okay." Like I thought I was cool because I have my Black Series. Like I think I have 35 of the First Order Stormtroopers, so it's up there, but it's Black Series. You know, it's not super articulated, very nice looking SHF. And here's Emiya, who like doesn't even care about the line. He's just like, oh yeah, I got it. It's just chilling inside of I think he said that it was inside of like a storage facility. So they're just collecting dust. Chat, make a hashtag and say we hate Emiya, because he out here balling for no damn reason.
Emiya is sick, man. There's something wrong with him. You shouldn't envy him. He's literally sick.
Oh shit. Well, we love you, Emiya.
Yeah, he's like Make-A-Wish sick, dude. All those SHF are his Make-A-Wish.
Oh fuck.
No, he's fucking sick because he doesn't even need all of that shit.
So lucky. God
He's
damn.
like disturbed down with the sickness, you know, as far as all this plastic.
Oh god.
Is that
Back to Todd McFarlane. Oh god.
you know what's funny? He says he takes pictures. I never see him post shit in A.C.B.A. He might post
I saw one photo. I saw one photo.
once every 3 months or some shit like that.
He posted a photo, I think 2 or 3 days ago, and it was of like these I forgot what characters they're from, but they basically look like Guilty Gear / Blaze Blue anime characters, if you guys are familiar with that game.
Yeah.
But
the game.
yeah, I miss Guilty Gear. I still play Blaze Blue with one of my roommates occasionally, but it's been a while.
You play the new one, Sign? Third Sign?
No, I haven't played it yet. I've heard good things about it. One of my Chinese friends loves that game though.
It's great. Phenomenal game.
Speaking of phenomenal games, Poncho, Paragon, let's hear it.
Why do you care so much about that game?
I don't know. You know, I've only played like 2 games, honestly.
You've only
Two or
played
three
2 games.
2 or 3 games.
What's
You know, it's
Paragon? Explain it to the audience. What's Paragon?
Paragon is like it's kind of like Guild Wars, like as far as like third person RPG combat, but it plays more like a multiplayer battle arena, kind of like League of Legends, where like you have towers you have to defend and you have minions you have to escort, that kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
all right. It's free to play right now on PS4 and PC, so that's the reason that I'm playing it because it's fucking free. But I haven't played it since the new Fallout 4 DLC came out, so it doesn't matter.
Imagine yourself playing a video game, you're really enjoying it, and then somebody drapes a lot of pieces of cardboard in front of you or just obstructs your vision a lot, and that's generally what the game is like because the heads-up display on that game literally takes up, I would say, close to 60% of the screen, just in different
you're
spots. Right. And that's the thing that bugs me so much about it. There's a really funny old meme on the internet of what a first-person game would look like in 2015. It's like a meme from 2008 or something, and it has gauges for your breath and gauges for how tired you are and how hungry you are and just there's gauges everywhere and your HUD is nuts and that's literally what the game looks like, and that's what Battleborn looked like too. Fuck that game as well.
My favorite thing about the advancement of technology is that the gaming industry always tries to create products that are so much more advanced than the previous releases. But then for instance, Halo died out after Halo 3 because everything got too complicated in terms of its mechanics. Or even something that's more relatable to you guys because they have the action figures that coincide with the release. But Super Smash Brothers, it's Super Smash Brothers Melee is still the best Smash Brothers game out, but it came out in 2001. But I think it still has the largest following. I keep up with the Melee scene, but I think that Smash 4 might have more attendees for its tournaments and stuff. But otherwise, it's Melee is that one game that has the longest standing pro, other than Counter-Strike, that has a pro following though. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I still play Melee very often. Fuck with my Marth. I got the wave dash on point. I will tipper F smash out of a what was it called, pivot? Oh god,
the mini jumping and all that stuff.
Oh, short hop. Oh,
short jumps, mini hops, whatever they're called. I had a cousin who was heavy into that. My god.
Hashtag short jumps. God damn.
You ever thought that you were pretty good at something and then you a family member comes along and just completely shows you a new world, just completely destroys your entire perception of what you thought this game could be? That's what happened to me with Melee, and I just never played it again after that.
I have the privilege of living relatively close to a lot of Melee scenes out here. So in Irvine, basically, they have this a bi-weekly event.
Oh, well, it's all fucking 90s kids that go to the colleges up there. Of course you've got a Melee scene.
Oh, yeah, of course, man, of course. But the Melee scene's very strong out here in California, and I mean, I've spent a good amount of my time attending those tournaments and stuff. I never get top 3 or anything. I think the highest that I've placed is top 5, but never breaking into top 3 or anything like that. But I've played a lot of good guys,
Do we want to start taking some questions from the Q&A?
Yeah, sorry to get off of the action figure topic, but
no, we're all good. We talk.
Yeah.
I
wish Nintendo would come out with more highly articulated figures that appeared in Melee.
Come out with a fucking Marth action figure already. I don't want to I'm so sorry, but I like Lucina or not Lucina. What's her name? The other Fire Emblem. Is it Lucina?
Yeah, it was Lucina.
Okay, yeah, she's nice, but I'm not trying to get an import like that. I would much prefer if I'm going to purchase an import, I want Marth.
I think they were kind of gauging the interest with Fire Emblem characters with that Lucina.
If they released a Roy and a Marth, game over.
Yeah, I think the only honestly real lucrative figures that they could probably put out would be a Roy and a Marth. I just think that they played it safe with the Lucina first, just because she caters to both the Nintendo fan base and then the waifu fan base.
Oh god. They're hey, you guys can pop this head off and you can put it onto that swimsuit body that we released last month. God damn it.
Super Sonico?
Yeah, Sonico.
Jesus
If we could just talk
Christ.
about Konami for one sec, because a friend of mine brought up a really good point about them, and I just want to make it on here. We were talking about a couple weeks ago how Konami just doesn't get it. That's the whole big thing, is that they just don't understand how their products could have a following, because as we know, what they're doing now is making those pachinko machines, which are like slot machines or something, right? It's like like a gambling thing.
Yeah,
Hella
it's nothing.
lucrative. Hella
Exactly.
lucrative.
Exactly. Bunch of people just pour quarters into it. It's a, like you said, it's a lucrative goddamn business. So to them, all video games are pachinko machines. They just don't understand how it could be anything other than something that you insert quarters into to just play and get a small reward from. They don't understand that their games could have stories and followings and characters with personalities, and that's the reason that they just don't care to really work with any of these toy companies to put out products from their old licenses, because to them all these video games are just slot machines to them. It doesn't matter to them. They don't see how anyone could get emotionally attached to a slot machine.
I think there's a good analogy there with just because like Konami is run by like all these old dudes, all these old heads. Same thing with a lot of like Japanese-based companies, and like you have young dudes in there like Kojima, and they just like suck the life out of them. Same thing with like
Yep.
Keiji Inafune, like the Mega Man guy, like all these old like CEO heads that like live in the old world, like just suck the life out of these young developers, and they just don't want to fucking do it anymore. And then I think it's the same way with like going back to Todd McFarlane. Like I'm sure that there are like really talented young dudes like on his team and on his creative team and like that, but with a dude like that just in charge, like there's you're
They're
never gonna see change.
they're
Ever.
stuck making statues for life. Like, I guess I came into the game expecting to do 32 points of articulation. Now I'm doing 3. I guess this is my life now.
I mean, a lot of these guys who work for these toy companies end up, kind of like the articulated icons guys. They go off and start their own thing, which is obviously a good thing.
That's like best case scenario though. Most
Yeah.
cases they just welcome to Walmart. My name's Mark. How can I help you?
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Oh, yeah. It's sad, but I mean, like in terms of companies not caring about their content and just trying to go for their money, opposed to actually focusing on like
Right.
a good product or good storytelling. I mean, that's like cookie cutter for pretty much every business, I feel. I mean, you have those those rare companies that actually care about storylines and stuff. I mean, specifically, it's like we'll have like for instance Kingdom Hearts and stuff. Like a lot of people really enjoy Kingdom Hearts, but it's like how long are we gonna have to wait until Kingdom Hearts 3 finally comes out?
And that's never coming out.
We need
I'm
like 6
convinced.
more 3 3/4 sequels until we
I
can
am
get there.
convinced it's never coming out. Like I feel as though that this is like, if anyone's familiar with J Electronica, this is the Act 2 of video games. It is never going to happen. But
It's the Half-Life 3.
oh yeah, exactly. Even better. Thank you. But it's like it's never going to happen. But you still hold out just a shred of hope, just hoping that it might happen. But it's never gonna happen.
Or it
But,
could happen, and we end up with a Duke Nukem Forever, which
Oh
sucked.
god. Oh god. Please don't. I used to really enjoy Duke Nukem, and then just please don't remind me. Please don't.
Now setting
Oh, yeah.
weekly reminder.
Oh god. It's 9:15.
All right, we're getting a few questions pouring in here. First off, from regular viewer Sonic Rockman X at Boog or all of us, what was your very first import figure, and did it change your mind / blow your mind on how articulation, accessories, and paint could be compared to domestic figures? Boog, let's go with you since it's addressed to you first.
You know what? I don't really remember what my first import figure was. Damn. One of the first ones I
Remember that Billy Harrington I sent you?
What?
Hey, look, he's back. He's back, and as soon as the chance to mention a sweaty man arises, there he
Oh,
is.
Billy Harrington, huh? No.
Billy Harrington, man. Remember that Billy Harrington that we talked about that you wanted so badly? And you're like, man, I need to get this Billy Harrington. I was like, yeah, we got the...
Never.
Huh?
I said never. I think one of the first ones.
I remember it was Billy Harrington, man. That was the first Japanese figure you ever got.
No.
Sure.
Was it Igashira?
I remember buying imports and not even really. I spoke about this before, but not really. Somebody shit is open. It's probably Emiya. But
Classic Emiya. Just classic.
I remember not really even remembering the difference, or that that I was paying more money for an import. I was just in it. It was just it was just early on with me getting back into collecting, and I was just like seeing shit that I thought looked cool, and I was just buying it, just whatever it
Did it
was.
happen to be the pants wrestling match of Kazuya and Billy
No.
Harrington?
I think one of the ones one of the first ones I can remember was the what's the assassin dude's name?
Oh, 13.
Yeah, Gogo. That was probably one of the first ones.
Oh, Google 13, the Figma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and I loved it. Of course, I loved that.
I think my first import was this Figma Samus. Love it, sitting here in front of me. It's a great figure. I'm really excited for the Metroid Prime 3 version that's coming out, because I think Metroid Prime, even though I grew up playing the original and Super Metroid, I think Metroid Prime was really like my definitive Metroid experience. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Zero Mission is, but Metroid Prime is still a really, really good game.
I would say that the Prime is better. I would.
I
Personally.
mean, just because I think Zero Mission is that combination of me having played the original as a kid and then having all the mechanics of Super Metroid in like a modern game, like Metroid Fusion, which was another favorite at the time. I remember Fusion and Prime came out at the same time, and I'd only
was
heard about
the
them
one
in
for the
commercials.
DS, right?
Fusion was the one for Game Boy Advance.
Or Game Boy Advance, yeah. I don't know why I
Yeah.
said DS, but yeah. I know
Well,
what you mean.
Fusion and Prime came out at the same time. It was the same, like, December. And I didn't even know they were coming out, but I remember seeing a TV commercial for them. It was the one where, like, there's a gymnastic girl and she does, like, a screw attack through the air. It was crazy. I love that
Oh
commercial.
my god.
You remember
Well,
that?
no, it's yes. The funniest thing is that
I asked
even
for, real quick, I asked for those 2 games for Christmas just on the merit of that commercial and me remembering Metroid from my childhood. And those 2 games combined ended up being, like, one of my favorite experiences of gaming when I was a kid. So, that said, Metroid Prime 3 Samus is probably going to be my definitive like look for Samus.
I feel you. My favorite thing about Metroid is just how people still think that Samus isn't a girl.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, that's Master Chief basically. No,
Yeah.
no, it's not. Or
No,
my
I found that
favorite
out
thing
real
is
quick because when I played it as a kid, I had my grandma had like the cassette that had like 30 games on it. One of them was Contra, and there was like Mario and a bunch of shit on it. But there were like different versions of each game depending on which one you would select. It would have different cheat codes already inputted. So when you would select one of the later ones in the list, it would just give you Samus with like all the powers in the like the one-piece swimsuit. So that's why I found out she was a girl.
Oh my goodness.
What was your first import though? What the fuck?
It was that Metroid. That's what I'm saying. It was that Metroid, and I'm excited for the Figma Metroid Prime one. Yeah, sorry, Pancho. Fucking you go.
Oh, okay. My first import was the SH Figure Arts Trunks, and that literally blew me away. That was my first Dragon Ball SH Figure Arts figure, period. And I remember. I remember going on Amazon and then seeing him for $35 and going, that's really fucking expensive for a figure.
Oh my goodness. Oh, back in my day.
Be young and stupid, Pancho.
So I bit the bullet back then and I spent $35 on an import Trunks figure. And like I was like, I couldn't believe like how much shit he came with. Like it was a weird listing, so like all the images were like only of Super Saiyan stuff, and then he came in the package like powered down, and I remember being really mad because I thought that they just sent me the wrong one, but lo and behold, he had all that stuff in. So and that's coming from like the only other.
How old are you, Pancho?
What's that?
How old are you?
I'm 28. Oh, 27.
I figured if you're 28, at some point you would have gotten like, if you're such a big Dragon Ball fan, you would have probably jumped in during the Super Battle Collection time.
Oh yeah, I did some Super Battle Collection as well. But like that to me that didn't feel like an import because I got it locally on like some weird border town of Texas.
I mean, those are technically still Japanese figures.
Wait
Yeah.
a second. Wait. Before we go any further, the Super Battle Collection, those were the ones that had like the super limited articulation, but like they had
Yeah, but
the
they're from the 90s,
yeah,
so
but they had like the pieces of the clothing that you could like jam into each other, and then you could take it off in order to have like the shirtless
Oh,
Goku and stuff.
I totally remember those.
I
Yeah.
literally
Super Battle Collection, they usually had only 2 or 3 points of articulation.
Yeah,
And
with
yeah,
the
and they
arms.
had the gi that you could pop
arms and
off.
then the
Yeah.
head.
Right,
Yeah,
the
okay.
gi was in like two halves, right, and then you
I-
could pop them off with a peg.
I
Yeah.
guess I can say that that's my first import. I remember
Yeah,
getting the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I mean, I had like everything from the horrible, god
But
awful GT series.
they were good figures, I guess, for the time, because there was
Yeah,
a lot of
definitely.
variety and there was a lot of characters. Obviously, they're nothing now, but
Yeah,
for the time they were the only thing you could get at the time. So
definitely.
real real action figures of Dragon Ball during that time. During I guess the time when the anime was actually still on TV.
I would actually
Exactly.
buy those when I was visiting my grandma in Venezuela. It was the same guy that had a bunch of knockoff, like Predator and Kenner stuff.
They were probably
yeah.
knockoffs.
They were definitely knockoffs.
Because those are the ones I used to
Like
get.
the worst
knockoffs.
figures.
Yeah, I had the knockoffs of those already kind of crappy by today's standards figures.
Yeah, those have a very interesting like history in terms of being licensed out. Like, weren't they licensed by Jack Specific Emiya at one point, or was it?
Jack Specific bought the license, and Bandai actually sold them some of the modes.
Yeah, they distributed
Another
them.
company, Irwin, also had them too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
Oh.
seeing those in Irwin packages as
Yeah.
well.
And another company in France, I think that was actually owned by Irwin.
Yeah, they had them in just like the regular package though, right?
And they actually did a lot of American exclusive characters. I mean, Super Battle Collection was actually the basis for most of the Jax line. They started off the first. It was kind of like how G1 Transformers was done. How G1 Transformers, they took the Diaclone toys and then as the line became more its own line, they started making specific Transformers toys. Kind of like it's kind of like that with Jack Specific. Jack Specific started making their own original modes that weren't Super Battle Collection, and then they were starting to do tons of other characters. I mean, you could tell from the sculpting style that they were different. So,
Very different.
yeah.
Dude, that's so crazy. Like the Super Battle Collection, you could literally get the 99-cent store equivalent from this line. I remember going into my 99-cent store back in like, oh man, I want to say it's like 97, 98, and I used to just get these because like that's when DBZ was airing. So I was just like, yeah, man, that just put me in like a completely different area right now. Like this is a super nostalgic trip. But yeah, I remember getting like the Baby and Vegeta 2-pack.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that one I had, and then I just went crazy with the GT stuff because I was just excited that Dragon Ball was coming back. But then I watched the series.
Yeah, you poor bastard.
Then I watched the series. God rest my soul.
I guess, Emiya, you can't even remember what your first figure was. You probably like one or something.
The imports to Emiya. They were American tools.
My first American toy was what was my first American toy?
What a perspective.
I don't remember what my first
Legos?
I don't remember what my first American toy was. I mean, the thing is, in Japan, they had stores that sold American toys. So technically, we kind of got everything, not just the Japanese stuff. Just like in Asia, you can technically, I guess because the factories are all in Asia, they have like a section in the toy store where it's the American toys, and then you also had the Japanese toys as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah. So, I don't remember. I don't remember exactly what the first American toy was. It was probably some.
You feel like Japanese? You feel like Japanese? You feel like
Emiya, turn off that mic.
yeah, please turn off your shit. You feel like Japanese kids were turn their nose up at the American shit, or at that time they were all shitty?
I mean, at the time of if we're talking the '90s and stuff like that. I mean, of course, you had Japan had an earlier collector market than the U.S. did. So there were some good, some of the more adult product like as far as like details, like the model kits, and there were some collector products. But as far as like I guess like the popular stuff, I guess when there was a big movie here, I guess I don't know, maybe something like Ninja Turtles. I remember there were kids that had Ninja Turtles toys. I mean, I never bought any, but I remember there were kids that had them.
Now that you see that, you reminded me. I was buying Gundams before all of that shit. A Gundam
Oh
was
yeah.
probably my first import, I guess.
Did
Did you have the model kits, or did you buy
model
the?
kits?
They were model kits because
Yes.
when I was really young, my dad used to buy a lot of like model cars and shit, and we would build them and paint them and whatever. And then he put me on to the Gundams and shit, actually. So yeah, it was a Gundam.
I think
And,
Pharaoh needs to go next.
I think my first import figures were. It was a bunch of them at one time. What's the company name? Emiya Keiyo.
Kyoto?
Kyoto, yeah.
I had the Trigun figures.
The original ones, right? The ones that Yamaguchi first did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
The
I
one
had
they had like Wolfwood, they had Bosch, they had Merrill, they had Monet Miguel.
right.
Those ones, right?
Yeah, I had those. And at the same time, I bought a bunch of JoJo figures. And one figure was
The Kotobukiya ones, right? The Kotobukiya JoJo figures.
right. Yeah,
The one where one figure was like a statue, the human was like a statue, but the stand was posable.
right.
Okay.
That's
It
pretty
was
much.
called Static and Dynamic line.
That was pretty much my first import figure.
All right, let's move on. Everyone answer that question? Good.
Good question.
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, we all got to rant. It wasn't just me. Fuck y'all. All right. So this question is from Jeff0117. His question is: with SH Figure Arts Dark Knight, we have a soft goods cape. Do you think we're going to see all future cape figures done the same way?
I hope so.
I think it depends on
Probably.
the reception. I think as long as people embrace it and they get good feedback on it, that's what they'll do going forward. Everything is just based on feedback anyway. With a collector-oriented company like Tamashii Nations, if you guys like soft goods cape, make sure you go on their Facebook, let them know that you guys want to see soft goods capes.
Better than those split capes. Is that Figma that does those?
Bandai does them as well. They do the split,
Okay.
the jointed cape, right?
Yeah.
The
I think
jointed capes don't have as much versatility, but I guess with the silhouette, they look better.
I mean,
That's true, yeah.
didn't the SHF Vader have like that really plasticky
They all have.
black ass cape? Yeah, that was.
Bandai normally doesn't really do the soft goods cape. That's not really
Yeah.
their thing. They're experimenting, obviously because they do listen to feedback and stuff. They are experimenting, but I mean the capes, the jointed capes, again, they give a stronger silhouette. That's the reason they probably go with them, So.
It's
And
really.
also for display and stuff, I guess they're not as versatile, but if they're just standing there, technically speaking, the hard cape looks better. Again, it has a more stronger shape. It doesn't look like, because when you have a smaller figure, when you have anything that's smaller than 1/6, I think cloth, it's hard to get it heavy enough that it lays on the figure correctly. So that you can't get that lifelike, I always think, my opinion, they should offer both. They should have a hard cape just for certain, poses you want, and then you have the soft cape for when you want to do certain things. I think to have both is the best.
That would be ideal, but that requires too much money.
Of course,
for them to,
more money and, costs
Exactly.
and things like that.
So we
But
didn't
hey,
talk about the Bruce Lee that went up for pre-order too, and the jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Is that the Game of Death one?
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
The very
that's-
same.
If they release a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, oh my god.
Oh.
Well, that's a whole
Jeez.
nother license.
That would be
Let's
that
let's do it though. That would be amazing.
But there is possibility you can get a battle damaged one from when he fought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar later on for the Game of Death version. That's always
I mean,
possible.
I
As
want
like an
to.
STCC exclusive or something.
Oh god, I just
doing that.
give me my hero. I need my Abdul-Jabbar.
I'm definitely interested in the jumpsuit version though.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
you
it's-
get one where he has like the blood running down, the bruises on his face, the footprint on his chest, and all the dirt and everything on the jumpsuit. That would be a
And
cool.
I'll just throw this out there into public perception, but if you switch the color variants, so instead of it being a yellow suit with the black highlights, if you just switch the colors to where it's a yellow highlight with a black suit, that's the not Marvel now, but the all new, all different Iron Fist. His suit is directly inspired by that Bruce Lee one. So if any customizers are out there, boom. I doubt that you do that though, because that would require a lot of work. But I mean, it's out there at least.
Yeah, this was one of the better figure arts figures in a while. That first Bruce Lee, so I expect this one to still be pretty good too.
I mean, it's
I
keeping
want a
all
Chuck
of its
Norris.
articulation, right?
I need a Chuck Norris with real rooted chest hair.
Oh my goodness.
If they
Articulated
did a Chuck
chest hair.
Norris figure, that shit would be one of the top sellers of all time.
Oh yeah.
Fucking articulated chest hair.
It would probably replace every other figure with like the joke type of figure
Yeah,
too.
definitely. Of course. I think
No more
we
yeah,
talked about
Igashira.
it before, but
Deadpool and Chuck Norris.
that's exactly what would happen. Chuck Norris would just be beating everyone, basically.
Chuck Norris versus the universe. Can't wait.
Jesus.
Yeah, if Chuck himself was smart, he would like really push that. Like
Yeah, but I think because of the whole Christian thing, he probably is uncomfortable like having an idol made of him for people to worship.
I guess so.
Super
I can
religious
see-
or something, that's news to me.
Yeah,
It
he's
makes sense because
Yeah.
also there's no 1/6 scale figure of him either. You figured that with that shit, with all the Bruce Lee figures there are, a Chuck Norris one should technically exist by now, but it doesn't. Not an official one.
I mean, I could see the
How does somebody
displays.
who's been around Japanese culture and stuff for so long be so religious with Jesus? What? I don't know.
It's the total gym, man.
It's about
he was,
your
yeah, he was probably really depressed after his total gym went under. He needed something to pick him up.
Oh my god.
Moving on, you jokers, you silly joke makers over here.
Would he come with that
Already
accessory
know
though?
that anything in the workout field. You should
He
already
comes with a total gym accessory where he's just able to start busting out crunches. Oh my god.
No, I want his what are his karate pants called? His like jeans that have the stretchy fabric so that you can do high kicks in them.
Would we get the Walker Texas Ranger Chase variant?
Yeah.
We'll get it.
If we get the fucking hat, oh my god.
I need it.
I can see displays.
Sure. He should be
I swear to God. I swear to God, I can see displays right now.
Or they could make him from Delta Force, whatever his name, like Colonel Braddock or whatever.
Nah, it needs to either be.
a whole collection of Chuck Norris Karate Commando figures.
There we go. Hey, Pharaoh. What if NECA did a Chuck Norris figure and then just did a
Christ.
Chuck Norris Karate Commandos repaint? Would
It
you
was
be down?
bound to happen.
If they got paint apps like them whack ass Contra figures, I ain't gonna buy it.
Of course, it was bound to happen. At least 10 minutes had elapsed and nobody had said the N word.
It's like a nervous tick.
It is.
Just bursted out randomly.
It's right up there with me cracking my knuckles.
Uh,
Moving on. Let's see. Speaking of imports, I guess we can stay on that topic. Is anyone getting the new Figma Link? I think it's based on the new game coming out, right?
It's based off of Link Between Two Worlds, which is a direct sequel to Link to the Past, the SNES game. So it's the same character, so it's the same figure.
Oh, there's the Toon Link. I'm thinking there's another one that's coming out too.
It's not the blue one. It's not the blue one.
I
Not the
said
one.
Toon one, like the the more cartoony looking
Oh.
one. But no, there's another one coming out, kind of with the more realistic look, with like the chainmail, under the tunic.
Oh.
No, that's
It's not from Twilight Princess.
Skyward Sword one?
Yeah, that's Twilight
Yeah.
Princess.
Oh, Twilight.
So there's a Twilight Princess one coming out, right?
Yeah, they showed that off at some convention earlier this year.
Okay.
And the Zelda is
Going
coming
crazy
out
yet.
too. Yeah,
it just reminded me of just how convoluted the Legend of Zelda timeline actually is. It's just, I could go on for an hour about that entire timeline. It's just absolutely nuts. Spoiler alert for Twilight Princesses. If anyone wants to know that, I can spoil it. If anyone wants to know what actually happened.
Twilight Princess is Fabio, so just say Fabio.
That's me. I had the best Sweet 16 ever, you guys.
Oh my god. The hero of time is Fabio.
Those questions are down there.
Yeah, who's opening some Oreos?
My bad. It's just ice in a water bottle.
Oh. That was about to be the most epic call out of all time. If that was correct. All right, here's a question for you, Poncho. While we've got you on the spot, what's up with this stuff's important?
Oh boy.
Question from Thanos Ruler.
Oh, Thanos ruler. I don't know. Nothing interesting has happened. For those of you who don't know, I have a show on YouTube called This Stuff's Important, which the first episode is about specifically Dragon Ball Super and like the introduction of another Saiyan character named Kaba and how he interacted with Vegeta. I just feel like the nothing in Super right now that is as important as that action has concluded itself. Like there have been small things with like I think if I were to do another episode of that, it would be how Vegeta's character treats Future Trunks now versus how he treated him in the Cell Saga. Like now like Vegeta he's veteran with raising present Trunks, so he's a little not necessarily soft, but he understands what it's like to be a father. And the stark difference between how he treated Future Trunks in the Cell Saga versus now would make for a pretty good episode. But like I said, none of that has concluded itself like the Kaba and Vegeta thing concluded itself, because that was kind of like a one episode thing.
Just
Thanos
to
Ruler has a
interject.
retort.
Just to
Well, you go
interject
first, and then
before-
I'll retort.
Okay, just to interject, Poncho. If you were to start a recap show for Dragon Ball Super, you would get a lot more viewers.
Oh yeah,
I
would
mean,
imagine so.
I don't know if you're keeping up with like the Black Goku stuff, but basically it's
You don't know if
people
Poncho's keeping up with that? Boy.
I would assume that he is, but for me, when I was watching GT, I stopped after Baby. Like, so I don't know if he's emotionally invested in Dragon Ball Z like I am. I'm pretty sure he is, but I don't want to assume. But if I know you are, but I don't want to like pace you out like that. But I'm just saying, if you do a after show for each and every episode of Dragon Ball Super and then give your thoughts about it, I swear to God, you're gonna get your viewership will skyrocket.
Yeah, and put it on the Raw Live Unedited Podcasting Network.
Wow. Yeah.
Built-in audience, boy.
Yeah, why not?
But anyway, Thanos Ruler has a retort for you already. He says, bullshit. You rave about DBZ Super every week and how it's groundbreaking every week. I see you on FB. Every week Poncho freaks out over Super, but he agrees a recap show would be great.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, like, the difference between me, like, gushing about the current episode of Dragon Ball is different than Vegeta's character doing a complete 180 with the introduction of, like, Kaba over, like, 25 years. So that's more what I'm trying to accomplish with this show, is, like, when something really big happens that's like a closed timeline thing happens. I don't know. It would be very different than a recap show, but
Oh yeah,
I think
Like-
a recap show would be cool though.
I really think you would get a lot of viewership from that. But I get what you're trying to do though with your your this is what's important show. But it's like you're focused more so on character relationships opposed to just retelling the events and then giving your thoughts on it. So
Yeah.
I get what you're saying though. You're
Yeah, plus
actually
it-
trying to analyze the character relationships and their interactions.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is. And the community for like recapping Dragon Ball Super episodes is like
It's
enormous.
huge. It's huge.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I mean,
I still think it's a good idea. You know, you have you're one of the biggest voices of, I think, the Dragon Ball community. As
Well,
big
thank
as
you.
yeah. So I think you would definitely have an audience already.
I mean, you got guaranteed viewers right here.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. there you go.
Let's move it on. We got a lot of questions coming in. Sonic Rockman X has a fun question for us. Have any of us ever had a ghost experience? And do we believe in ghosts? Oh, we're awfully quiet. I think.
Do we have time for everybody to explain their ghostly and spooky encounters? I'll tell you a classic story real quick. Me and my mom's house in my hometown, like mad old. and my mom used to work nights, and I used to stay up all night. And then I remember for 1 week, like I would stay up all night, and then I would always hear like stuff happening in the kitchen around like super early, right before daylight broke, and then I would always assume it's my mom coming home from work. But one day I heard it, and I went outside to see what's going on in the kitchen, and no one was there.
Oh
So,
my
so you tell
That
me,
dramatic
you
effect.
know.
Oh man.
I
Like
told
a
my mom.
cockroach?
I told my mom, and she said, "Well, it's probably just squirrels in the attic." And I go, "Well, what's scarier, squirrels in the attic or a ghost in the house? I don't fucking know." So.
Squirrels in the attic. Absolutely. Squirrels in the attic. If that thing jumps on your head, you're fucked.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
You didn't answer the question of whether or not you believe in ghosts.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Dodging.
100%. Yeah, specters exist. Why not?
Dude, that's irrefutable proof right there.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, were you asleep when he said that no one was there?
Real quick, like in that same house, one night, me and a couple of friends were staying the night, and then we all woke up at different parts of the night, and we all like woke up with like our heads hurting and stuff. And then in the morning, we would talk all about it, and then we all told the exact same story of like seeing somebody like walking around in my room and stuff. It was really weird.
Banging pots or some shit. Y'all had a headache.
Yeah, banging pots. Why not?
Oh,
Tell them a story about the ghost of neck and pulling your drawers off, Fabio.
Let me tell you something. It was the best game of 7 Minutes in Heaven I've ever played.
Oh my god.
It was just like Scary Movie 2.
Oh my god.
All right.
I
Anyone else have
commend
ghost
your
stories?
Ghost
Definitely not.
I wouldn't say that I have ghost stories. You know, I've had some encounters that I wouldn't even call strange. I think it's pretty. I think that we are infants in the universe, and we've yet to even understand anything as far as how the universe works. I think that there can be, I think that dimensions can probably bleed into each other, and at certain times, and we can see different things and things can happen. I do believe in spirits and different things. I'm sure there's so many unexplainable things that I believe anything's possible for the most part. So, but I've definitely had some strange encounters. I'm sure many of us have experienced being sleep paralysis, which is a very scary thing. I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys, but that's happened to me plenty of times before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've had
I
that.
frequently suffer from that, like probably 2 or 3 times a month.
So that is a very jarring experience, and I've had it where I've seen shadowy figures standing over me and different things like that. So that's a fucking obviously terrifying thing to happen. But shit happens. We don't know what's what, and I do believe there can probably be like some tormented souls or people that haven't really found peace that are still walking around and shit. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, on that note, speaking of tormented souls, I actually had a neighbor that died maybe like a month ago now. My downstairs neighbor.
I thought you were gonna make a NECA joke.
Yeah.
It's coming. Hang on. Yeah, my neighbor just below me actually died. So one thing is I don't have to worry about making too much noise anymore where I step around. But
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
he
the
died.
first thing
It's-
you think of. That's the
Well,
first
I mean,
thing
you
you
know.
think of.
I'm selfish. I'll say that.
Jesus
But-
Christ.
I don't want to say that there's like a ghost or whatever lingering in his apartment, but he was a Raiders fan, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of vengeful spirit left over after that, after his tragic passing. I don't know what it was exactly, but
This fucking guy was like,
at this point,
oh, cool. Don't have to make noise anymore. Or don't have to worry about it. Jesus Christ. Some empathy, some sympathy, some compassion.
honestly, the entire time I've lived in this building, I have never seen this guy, ever. Not even at the mailbox, not even at the laundry room.
You're going to see him later tonight.
Oh, shit.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody
But
Mary.
that's, if, let's say ghosts are like a mental manifestation, I don't have any like previous information about this guy to inform my like mental image of him, so I couldn't like even pretend to think that I've seen this guy as a shadowy figure in my room. If he is, all I know is that he's going to be wearing Raiders gear. If I see some Raiders gear appear in my house all of a sudden, I'll be freaked out. Literally the only thing I know about him, because he has like a Raiders thing on his window, and his doormat is a Raiders thing.
This question was out of hand to begin with, but these answers are even more out of hand. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
We're committing some sacrilege right now.
This is too much. But
Yeah.
I guess I haven't actually experienced anything. You know what? Fuck it. I haven't experienced anything that's like spiritual like that. I mean, I've been in sleep paralysis, but I mean, I feel as though that the mind just it has the ability to pretty much project anything. So
Exactly.
You don't know what's real, you don't know what's fake. It could all just be one giant hallucination. But then again, reality as we know it could be a giant simulation. So I mean, I know that Elon Musk has even talked about that. Elon Musk is he's the CEO behind SpaceX and then Tesla as well. But he was actually recently talking about how there are basically three options that humankind has presented at the moment. So either we have a ceiling on our potential to advance, either we are going to, we're inevitably going to become extinct, or not ceiling, but yeah, we have a ceiling and we're going to become extinct. That's option one. Two, we don't have a ceiling, and we are, capable of essentially simulating real life. So the third option is basically we are living in such a simulation. So it's like it kind of debunks the theory of there being a higher power. There is a higher power, but it's just a human, and they're basically running the most advanced game of Sims possible. So
It's the architect.
It was a little more than that, but yeah, that was sort of the gist of it. But yeah, I listened to a bunch of his stuff, but it was more so that you just didn't touch on the fact that we are doing a lot of things with that now, with gaming and stuff like that.
Of course, like VR and whatnot. Yeah.
So with that, it probably leads to the possibility that we are just pretty much doing what's in our nature and what somebody has already done to us, and that's how the simulation thing I came about to say that we could quite possibly be living in a simulation. But yeah, anything's fucking possible. Who knows? Like I said, we don't know shit, and I never.
That ties into so many different philosophical disciplines. So it's like,
man, make that motherfucker pay a bill.
Say what?
Don't let his ass inhabit your house. He ain't paying no bills. Fuck up out of here. No goddamn ghost.
Yeah, we could get into all of that shit in some other episode. Or something.
That's a serious. That's like a long philosophical discussion that could be had. So
I'm big into all of that crazy shit and ET.
Yeah, we need Al Figures in here for that discussion too, for sure.
So maybe we'll have a crazy episode like that. But yeah, what else we got down there?
Well, Nick Zamfoti would like to say that internet. Did you take the blue pill or the red pill?
Oh, boy.
I took the no pill. I don't take pills.
No pill.
Yeah,
no pill, bro.
And if you in the comment section, you should look up that what's the fellow's name again?
Elon Musk.
Yeah, you should look up some of his little chats or whatever. That'll take you to another side of the internet. You'll see other shit in the sidebar that might be interesting, but think outside the box, man. The internet is a strange and wonderful place. It's a lot of.
Did you hear about how I forgot the scientist's name, but he was basically able to discover that there actually might be a binary code embedded within the universe itself, and he was able to test that by sending out different signals, and he was basically receiving other signals back, and it was just coming through as binary.
Cool.
Kind of crazy. So it does lend a little bit of credence to the idea that we are living in a computer simulated reality.
Well, let's hope nobody unplugs the cable.
I mean, would it really be so bad? I mean, racism and all these horrible isms would end. I mean,
yeah, but I spent a lot of money on these figures, and I'd like to keep them around for a little longer.
I mean,
did you actually see anything?
Hey, that's a damn. mind
That's
blower.
true.
Fabio believes Randy is running the world right now.
Oh my god.
Randy, fucking what's the dude's name from the Matrix?
The architect.
Yeah, he's the architect.
Jesus Christ.
Those
Fabio,
NECA
that
figures
is
are
your
just
Reality of
Neo.
an anomaly.
Your Neo, Fabio.
Hilarious.
Contingent affirmation. That's got to mean something.
He's a fucking oracle.
Let's move it on. Let's move it along. Boog, what happened to the free shit pool?
Yo, if y'all don't stop asking me about the FSP, who's asking that?
It's Thanos ruler.
I'm just joking. Nothing happened to it. You know, I just been having a lot of other shit on my plate. I did say to myself this past week actually that I wanted to do something big for that. I feel like everybody that was originally in the FSP is probably too old to be in the fucking FSP anymore. So
Yeah, that's what he said about himself. He's 20 now.
so yeah, we would have to do a new one. But I mean, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of shit that I want to give away and to actually give away and stuff right now. But I'm just trying to clear some things up my plate. I think we need to maybe we need to do that this week and just start taking names and information from people that are 19 and under, so we can start it up again. But
And I've got a ton of shit I could donate for that.
it's just that's the only thing it's just time, just other shit getting in the way, really. You know, but it's a lot of stuff I do want to give away though.
Hey, if Fabio gives up anything to the free shit pool, man, make sure you hit it with a black light.
What else we got?
Hey, that's just smart. That's just what you do when you get a new figure, you know.
That's my brain.
I mean, do you want me to take a question?
Let's see. Yeah, you can take a question if you want.
Brian Carter asks, would you like to see a 3-pack of civilian characters like MJ, Gank Lee, and Gwen Stacy? Yes.
Well, we're definitely getting MJ.
I would love to see a Gwen Stacy. Broken neck variant, please.
Double
I mean,
joint.
that would be a good way to package her if they want to do like a Goblin, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Man 3-pack, and they have her like, you know, hanging upside down in the package. It's dark.
It's like how they have the rap set Spidey. He's like in that weird position where he's trying to attack everyone. It's just Gwen Stacy though, just like fucking dangling. Oh my god.
And then the head is just rolling around in the package.
Take notes, Hasbro.
Well, if the head is just rolling around in the package, you can just count on that one guy to go ahead and get in touch with that factory and just get to the bottom of what really happened.
If the head is rolling around in the package, I don't want people to confuse a Marvel Legends figure for a NECA figure. I mean, if the head is rolling around...
All right. You bunch of jokers making fun of my precious NECA. Can't stand you all. I can't believe I'm still on this cast. As figure photographers, what do you guys think of the use of digital backgrounds? He just got back into collecting, and he's got a good amount of figures to take pictures of, but no backgrounds. Honestly, I'm of the mind that I think digital backgrounds could be like done well if you have like good stuff layered in the foreground with it. You don't just rely on that. It's the same way, like think about it like a movie set. Like, you know, there's movies that look incredibly fake because the entire fucking set is made of green screen. And then there's some that look more realistic because they blend the green screen with the practical elements. So to me, I've been thinking of experimenting with using a green screen almost as like a skybox, you know, having it be like a backdrop, like maybe like a city skyline, etc. And then just layering stuff in the foreground rather than having like a big printout or something. Might be kind of cool to just have a green screen to like be anything if I want it to be like a fucking desert or I don't know, anything. Those are my two extreme examples, city or desert.
Yeah, to go on what you said, yeah, like as long as you blend, you're fine. Like just exactly what you said. Directors and films, I can't. There are some dudes that just the whole thing is digital, and you know, in 10, 20 years, it's gonna look like just garbage. But if you blend, it's fun. There's one director right now that does a lot of blending.
The Jungle Book was entirely CGI. The entire film was CGI. The only thing that was actually real was the child that was like jumping, but they CGI'd parts of his body anyway. But that entire film, if you watch Jon Favreau's The Jungle Book, it's the entire thing from start to finish is digital.
Well, I'm not arguing like the quality of it, but as far as like,
I don't know. For
as far as
figure
the
photography, you want to blend.
right, but I'm just talking about the way you set up the set. The set
Yeah.
itself is like you want a mix of both. You don't want to just rely on every
Oh, yeah,
fucking digital
definitely.
element on the planet, you know? Because
Definitely.
when it comes down to it, a lot of people who are using digital effects and stuff are just using like free apps or whatever from the App Store, and those are never gonna look
like
as good as
shit.
something real.
It looks
They all
terrible.
look terrible. Even if it's like a little glint of metal on Wolverine's claw, it just looks cheap, man. It looks like Sharknado 4 level of effects, you know? It's
Honestly, like
like
for just a quick example, I've seen so many people do this too. They get the kinetic sand to
yeah.
blend in with a desert background. So that, like, if you're trying to create like a diorama for Jakku for Star Wars, and you have Rey on there, if you're able to blend that in by using either a printout or using your monitor and whatnot. But the thing is, when you're using monitors, you have to really be careful about the light, because there are so many photos that I see, like light sources that are reflecting off of the monitor, and it's visible inside of the shot where light shouldn't be reflecting.
Yeah, it's
So
just people that they just. I can't see how some people can't see that something just doesn't look good, and you probably should just go back to the drawing board and don't even post it for the most part. But
I mean, that's the thing about joining the group, though.
if you're just setting up a figure in front of a monitor and that's it, don't do it. It's gonna look bad. Like just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Best advice: one, join the A.C.B., the A.C.B.A community, join the Facebook page, and get good examples. If if you're confident enough to submit a photo, expect critiques, and it'll help you improve. But another thing, I mean, just you're on YouTube, go to Boog's channel, watch the latest side dish. It gives you an excellent tutorial on how to make things look authentic, just using practical effects. I mean, the blue poster board, it's not like it's inexpensive, so it's affordable for everybody. And he teaches you how to create the infinite backdrops. You have to put distance in between your actual diorama, your target display, and having that sort of bridge in between the display and then the backdrop, so it gives you that infinite look. And then I mean, when you use the lights, you're actually able to create like this sort of almost like a foggy atmosphere. It looks like the natural day sky. So it's like there are tricks. It's just you gotta have access.
It's the same as I always say this. It's almost like putting together a miniature movie set. So it's the same thing.
Absolutely.
Any set, you're gonna need a lot of lights. So that's pretty much the main thing. Is just playing with your lighting. It's not gonna. The main thing is it's not going to happen for you overnight. It's going to take a long fucking time. So, like, don't think that, it's going to take a long time for you to feel comfortable. It's going to take a long time for you to be good. Everything's going to take time, you know what I'm saying? But as long as you put in that time, you'll get it back. You'll get it back tenfold, no question about it. But looking at this shot right here, it's a shot from my man Mike Wang. I'm pretty sure that he used a computer monitor as part of the backdrop to get that sun and everything. I would say so. I'm only saying that because he does that often and he knows how to blend it. And he's done other shots with the practical sand and then using the monitor. But this shit looks amazing. It looks great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta know how to light it and how to finesse it. But one of the easiest ways is like he said, to join the group and just look at other people's stuff. Just look at other people's shots that look good, that's getting a lot of love, and you try to replicate the style without obviously copying the exact picture, but just replicate the technique rather. So
I mean, I don't want to even say the other group's name, but we've all seen that. Never heard of her.
Right. So
that was the most foul shit I've ever seen.
It's like, I was gonna say that, fuck, never mind, I lost it. Totally lost it.
Just join the group, and you'll see a ton of examples on how to actually display correctly. I mean, there is a science to it. It's not just willy-nilly. There is a science.
Just because it's art, doesn't mean it's above critique. What I was gonna say is that, Fuck, I totally just lost it again. God damn it.
Jesus.
I made that other point and I lost it. Okay, got it. Here we go. You guys ready for this point? It's going to be amazing. You ready for this? It's coming.
Right.
What I was going to say is that the point is, if you can make it look good. What was that?
You ready for this? It's coming. Just you get the ready.
I was going to say that it's always going to look better. Your shot is overall just always going to look better if everything you're doing is in camera. Like, if you need to go back and, maybe some color correction or whatever here and there can be done on Photoshop, but that's all stuff you can do in camera too. So, I mean, to me, I always want to get it done in camera. If you need to add stuff, little accents here and there, like I said, like a little Wolverine, ting on his claws or some glowing eyes or, something silly like that. If you need to add something like that, then maybe go back and revisit your shot and just make the shot itself stronger rather than taking, or really distracting from it by adding all these little extraneous elements into it.
Gimmicks don't increase the prestige of a photo. They take away from its prestige, if anything.
I mean, if you want to talk about other groups, there's on Instagram. It's just like a cacophony of fucking groups and crews and people who are like, just we're all doing the same thing. Let's all do it together and all this stuff. And it's just like, there's no. It's basically just people giving a name to their immediate friend group, and that's not what A.C.B.A. is. We're literally like an actual community of artists all striving to not only take this art form to new heights, but all get better at it and all push each other to get better at it. And that's not something you're going to get from anybody else, really. You're going to get a lot of just placating and just telling you something's good when it's not, and a lot of ass kissing. And we're not going to do that in the group, honestly. And I'm glad nobody did it to me because that's what made me get better.
It's like I look at A.C.B.A. as the difference between working out by yourself or working out with a personal trainer. It's like if you have a personal trainer, you're going to get better results. Just period. So if you're actually interested in perfecting the art and creating photos that you yourself are going to be proud of, I mean, this is the place. You have people right here that are willing to listen to you guys and willing to critique all of your photos. And
even if I'm sorry. Even if you have like previous experience, or if you've been posing figures your entire life and all this stuff, and you come into the group thinking, you already know what's what when it comes to posing action figures. You don't need to be told this, that, and the other. There's people, maybe you've been doing this forever, but there's always going to be someone who's just flat out better at something than you are, and there's no shame in going to that person or reaching out to them or just listening from the sidelines when advice is given out and learning from that. I didn't come into the group thinking like, oh, well, I know how to pose action figures. Who gives a shit what other people tell me? That's not the attitude you want to have. Really, going into anything, going into any sort of new experience, you don't want to be like, well, I already know what's what, so nothing really needs to be said.
This ain't your tournament entry, motherfucker.
Oh, you'll see him, Pharaoh. You're gonna see him.
You know what it is too is that like no matter what, no matter how good you are, you're still always going to be a student of the game, and you're still going to learn shit every day. You're still going to learn like this. There's still stuff that I'm learning to this day. There's always going to be new techniques. There's always going to be new ways of doing things better, and just new techniques always coming around. Like literally in the last year alone, I've seen so much innovation and so many different things. Everything I probably wouldn't put into my own repertoire, but it's there. The technique is still there, and it still was birthed out of what we're doing here. So it's like, I mean, it's infinite. It's literally infinite. The techniques and the possibilities, and you just being able to spar with other people that are on a certain level is, it's great. You don't get that anywhere else. I've made this analogy many times, but it's not like you could go out and like just start shooting around with Michael Jordan today, like, you know what I'm saying? But you could come and learn some shit from Pharaoh and come and learn some shit from Al Chang and, different people and shit that are really, really good, you know what I'm saying? So that's an amazing thing.
I mean, even Michael Jordan can still take a few pointers from, like, Steph Curry. It's always going to advance. There isn't a limit on this art. That's the beauty of art. There isn't a limit. There's only a limit to your imagination. So as long as you dedicate yourself in terms of, the the technicalities. Like,
and that's also remembering that posing figures is a skill. It's something you
really
can work on and improve, and you just got to do it, and you have to be willing to take advice and fucking go learn anatomy too if it helps you.
Seriously, oh my god, there are so many flash photos that need to be redone by some people. I am so tired of seeing, arms and legs not corresponding in regards to being anatomically correct while running. It's really a bother. But another big pro tip: study the human body. Look at yourself. That's what artists do. Paulo M. Rivera, who's he's worked on a bunch of Marvel titles, but specifically he's a big Spider-Man artist. He actually hosted an Instagram story not too long ago where he was just showing his process. And how does he do it? He takes photos of himself, and that's how he's able to model all of the poses of his drawn figures. So you should probably do the same thing. You don't have to go as far as taking a photo of yourself, but look at yourself, look at other people, go on Google Images, and if you're interested in a martial arts setup, look at an actual martial arts photo. See how the body actually lays, see how it's actually situated, so your action figure is actually able to mimic that.
One popular criticism I've seen is how we require articulated action figures in our competitions, which is just hilarious to me because we're here measuring people's ability to pose figures, and if you want to come out and use one of those I don't know, what are the Playmation Avengers figures called? Whatever those.
Those ones.
And some people take some pretty neat photos with them. They're kind of like those Disney Infinities that Sergeant Bananas will take photos of. You can take good photography with them, but we're not just measuring how good your photography is. We're measuring your ability to pose figures. Like I said, it's a skill. So if you have something that's pre-posed, it doesn't measure your posing skill. Whereas when you take an articulated action figure, you're, for all intents and purposes, sculpting it to be into that pose, So that's a skill that we're literally trying to measure and compare between people in competitions. And people want to come out and be like, oh, but that's a limitation on toy photography. It's like,
not really.
Yeah,
exactly.
As I've been sitting here, I'm sure we all do this too, but as I've been sitting here, I pre-posed 3 different scenes that I want to work on right now on my desk, and I've literally just been tweaking and messing with it and just making sure everything looks really, really natural and official and everything before I move these down and start taking pictures of the 3 scenes. But just if you listen in and if you watching, I've got Daredevil, Punisher, and Wolverine in a scene that I'm working on right now. I've got Beast and something that I want to do, and then I've got Rhino and Hobgoblin and J. Jonah Jameson or something. So those 3 things you can look for. I'll probably put them up on my Instagram or whatever. But I've been pre-posing all of those things for the past hour or so right now and getting the poses as close to perfection as I possibly can. So, I mean, it is. You got to have the dedication for this shit, too. Like I said, it's not nothing that you're going to be good at is going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take some time and just don't give up, man. Just don't give up and don't do anything prematurely and shit. Take your time. The group is there. It's going to be there. Whose feedback is that?
I have no idea.
Not I. I got headphones on.
Me too.
I'm sorry.
Well, I think we've harped on this long enough. Let's take some more questions. Let's see. Here's a quick question for me. Do I think Mattel is getting lazy with their elites? Do you think it should be double-jointed elbows and have good QC again? The one thing I've noticed is I picked up one of an older elite. It was the Triple H in his Degeneration X gear. I got that at the Mattel store, and I just noticed comparing it to the DX Shawn Michaels that was just released. I just noticed that the paint apps are a little bit weaker on the newer releases. They seem like, I don't know, they're more just on top of the sculpt. I know they're both on top of the sculpt, but it gets scratched off easier, like the eyebrows, for example. It's not as deeply painted and inset into the sculpt. I don't know how to really describe that, but yeah, I mean, I guess simply put, the paint quality isn't as good, and the skin tones are a little more translucent. I don't know about adding double jointed elbows to the elites at this point, because then you'd have to go back and get all these fucking characters they've already made and put double jointed elbows on them. I didn't like that they took away double jointed knees from the women because that basically removes one piece of articulation from them that's already not on the men. So yeah, I think Mattel is probably WWE Mattel is probably the one line that's continuing to be the most consistent. But yeah, they've taken a couple shortcuts here and there. Moving on. What villain do you want to see Hasbro make most in Marvel Legends form? From the Taskmaster himself, he wants to see
Doom.
the classic Taskmaster.
Doom.
You want a classic Taskmaster?
Doom.
Doom.
Doom, and more Doom. That's what we need, period.
So you want a classic Taskmaster? Great. Yeah.
Yes. And it's gone.
Yeah, a new Doom would be good. The last one we got was that Epic Heroes one, and it's stiff.
Yeah, but we definitely need an updated Doom. I'm with that for sure. We need a few villains that they've done that just need to be done over. We need a great Magneto. We need a great Doom.
Claw.
We need a new Apocalypse.
Claw,
Yeah,
Mr.
definitely.
Sinister, Apocalypse. I mean, are they going to actually worry about trying to complete the Serpent Society? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they could do. And honestly, I feel as though that with the popularity of Marvel Legends right now, not too many people at the time got the Wrecking Crew. I wouldn't mind seeing that honestly get re-released, like in a set or something. I doubt that they'll do it, but I really wouldn't mind. But in regards to like redos and stuff, I mean, Ronin. I can harp on Ronin too. I mean, we need that.
Yeah. Here's another one from Taskmaster. When is the X-Men cutout pack shipping, and when will you first show the Deadpool cutout pack?
X-Men pack should be shipping. They might ship at the end of this week. I'm not sure, but they were due for the second week of September. But they might ship at the end of this week, possibly. But more likely the second week of September, and then once those are all shipped, then the Deadpool ones will drop after that. The Deadpool ones will be finished at the same time, so they're all going to be complete at the same time.
All right. Short and sweet answer. We like that. Let's see. We need a new Mr. Sinister, too. That's another good one we need.
Or
I mean, a Sabretooth even. That would be hella nice.
Intravasity wants us to talk about lighting.
I mean, we touched on it a little bit. I mean, I feel as though that one of the best lighting tutorials out right now is just the side dish that Boog released recently. I mean, it's comprehensive in displaying itself, but there's he's always talking about lighting in that.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like a lot of people that think they know what they're doing and shit, they don't even realize that there are people in the group that have YouTube videos and that show displays and setups and everything in their videos. So I mean, if you're watching this and you don't like, if you fuck with my channel but you don't fuck with other people's channels that are doing the same thing, then you're really missing out. Like, you're missing out on a different perspective. You're missing out on other things that I may not have touched on, and like, I don't know whose feedback that is, but it's
Fabio. It's Fabio.
Oh, was that me? My bad.
Yeah, it's all good though.
But as far as lighting goes, quick, you need lights, man. You need at least 3 or 4 lights, like, whatever you can gather, even if it's not like really big, like desk lamps, or really bright, like what do you call those things? Little lights. All of these different, like, sort of little lights that you could get from different places that will do certain things. Like, for instance, I did a Solid Snake shot today, and when I shot it in the dark, I had a very small light that I shined directly on the muzzle flare to light that up. I mean, you need to worry about all those different type of things as well. So I don't know, maybe I'll do another side dish, and the next one I'll be showing a bunch of different lights and different things you can pick up. But just get as many lights as you can, and start playing with them. You want the setup to be illuminated from every angle, and get as many lights as you can. I guess on the next side dish, I'll try to show some more lights, but
I
get as
think
many
that
lights as you can.
people would
Yeah.
probably benefit from knowing what exactly like the brand of light that you're using. I'm
You
pretty
know
sure that
what?
they would appreciate that.
If I could, if I have them.
Yeah, while he figures out that information, it's always good to keep in mind that with photography, you can always make your photos darker without it looking like shit versus trying to make your photos lighter. And if you're lacking on light and you're trying to make your photos look lighter artificially, it's going to look worse. But you can
Yeah,
always make your photos look darker if you have too much light.
very much so.
And
All
you,
the
you got to know
exposure.
your camera too. You got to know your settings and when and how to decrease your exposure and different things like that. Like, yo, my camera is shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it gets the job done, and I know my camera. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know its capabilities. I know what what to do, what to toggle, what to mess with to get the certain effects that I want. So like knowing your camera is huge, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why I haven't been like really adamant on upgrading my camera is because like I'm so comfortable with this shitty camera that it's like um,
You know your technology essentially.
right.
Yeah, it's always about being tech savvy. I mean that's where a lot of otherwise like bad poses can actually get a lot of love in different groups and stuff just because the photo itself is actually really good. But it's like the posing and whatnot is the stuff that you can actually critique. But it's that's what I see most often with stuff on Instagram. It's like the posing will look like shit, but because they're able to actually like they know their camera settings, so it's able to yield a better looking product than what you would expect. And I think that's where like the video side stuff definitely kind of I don't want to say that it like shows like who's real and who's fake, but I think video side is an important sort of tool. And I mean that's how A.C.B.A videos were just like that's just what they were before it was even like hitting Instagram and stuff. I mean it was just nothing but videos. But it gives you guys a better a sense of what your photo looks like without all of the different settings and photoshopping and stuff. I mean,
Well, in a video, you can also see every angle. You can't
oh
hide
yeah,
it. But
exactly,
when you're seeing a photo, you're only seeing it from one angle, from one perspective. So you can
exactly,
do a lot of tricks to make it, to make it so that certain things work only in a photo. So those
exactly.
things don't necessarily work in the video format because you have to go around the display.
Hmm.
So that's why things can't be hidden and stuff. So photography and video are actually very different when it comes to the displaying aspect. So
Yeah. I think that it's still like an essential skill, though. I mean, it gives you a better perspective on displaying as a whole, opposed to just taking a photo.
yeah, for sure. But it's different. It's a different type of skill
Yeah,
because again, like I said, with the photo, you only have to worry about one angle, and you get that angle to be perfect. But then for a display, you have to worry about a lot of different things. You have to worry about not having certain things that are visible and things like that. It requires a lot more scratch building skill and things too. The actual construction part becomes more important than the actual making the illusion. So, because sometimes I think certain things you just can't do in a 3D display, like you can't hide certain things.
yeah,
If the guy's just flying in midair, you can't hide that in the display. The guy's going to have some kind of thing covering the stand or something. But in the photo, you don't have to worry about that. You could just take it from a certain angle, and no matter what, since you're only seeing from a certain angle, you won't see it. You won't see that stand holding the figure up no matter what, because you're only seeing it from one perspective.
oh yeah,
So listen, I got the white lights that I normally use are Philips brand, and with the white light you can get soft white or I forget what the other option is, but you don't want the other option. You want the soft white. So it's a 60-watt bulb that I normally get, and that's the white light. That's the main light that I use in pretty much every setup.
you're gonna need that white light, no question about it. So it's a Philip brand bulb. It's a fluorescent bulb, and you want to get the white, soft white light. You don't want you don't want that sort of like orange, yellowish hue on your photos. You don't want that. So stay away from whatever the other label is, because I don't remember what it says. So that's that. And
Basically, get halogen lights.
right.
Yeah, say with the white light, if you
100%.
definitely, you're gonna have to learn how to bounce that light because a white light, a straight white light can fuck up your shot still, especially if you don't know.
Yeah, you got to diffuse it.
And,
If you have maybe a table lamp
yeah.
if you have any sort of like LED table lamp from say Target, that's where mine are from. I just put a coffee filter over it and then just
Yep.
secure it with a rubber band.
Just tissue
And that's
paper,
when I'm not
coffee
using a light
filter.
box.
Right.
Yeah, when you're
Tissue
using a
paper.
light box, it's a whole nother like beast. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about just shooting open air, just shooting free and fabricating everything outside of the box. Like, the light box is a whole nother, it's a whole nother beast to learn and figure out and shit. And that can be, working with a light box can be frustrating as fuck because when you're first starting out too. So if you are trying to work with a light box, don't get discouraged by that because it takes a while for you to figure out the science behind that shit too.
Yeah, light box needs like 3 light sources and then 1 diffused one in the front. You need like a top one, you need a side one on each side, and you need the fill light in the front, which I usually use a black light for actually.
You want both lights that's on either side to be the same type of light. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I do a lot of like bootleg shit with lights and this and that, but when I'm having dual lights, I make sure those are the same exact light bulb. You know, that's one thing. That's important. Like when you have your lights hitting your poster paper, you need 2 of the same light. No question about it.
Just real quick for everybody in the chat right now, if you have a favorite, A.C.B.A. artist whose YouTube channel that you follow that you highly recommend for new people to go check out, to learn basically all the stuff we're talking about, just type in their name in the chat. Let everybody else know who you like. Do several of them or whatever, because that way we don't have to mentally come up with a list of them.
Well, I'll tell you right now who's pretty.
Flip is definitely active.
Yeah.
Michael Wisman.
Flip knows. Mike Wisman's been very
Punker
active.
Punker Mike, definitely. Advocate Pinoy.
Definitely.
Active.
Henry 715 does a lot of dioramas.
Gary, be amazing.
Right. Avenger Vasti, Flipnosis.
Yes.
You can search all of these people's YouTube just by that name.
Yeah.
Just by the names, and you'll find them.
If you're on Instagram, you should be following a lot of these guys anyway. So you can. I'm sure they have links to their. They use a lot of the same names, so it's not hard to find them. Oh, of course, Nintendo Ninja, Russell Fuller. He does some great episodes.
They're
all out there. You just gotta look. I think just search like A.C.B.A. videos behind the scenes. A lot of people just put A.C.B.A. in the title. So
very true.
Look for people that you like, whose name you recognize from the community, or just subscribe to them all. Who gives a shit? They all have interesting stuff. I mean, there's some out there who aren't that great. Who'll tell you to dip your figures into your sink for a black wash. That's advice you want to stay away from.
Definitely.
But when it comes to properly lighting figures and someone who it really cares about posing the figures and wants to instruct their audience on how to get better, Jerry Gamboa is another great one that someone just piped up about.
Definitely, but his channel is not under his name. It's
Action Figure Photography.
Yeah. So that's definitely another person.
And Al Figures, of course, for Dios.
Al Figures, definitely. Al Figures is fucking. He's killing this Dio. He's about to fucking send to me, man. I'm excited.
Fuck, even I have a YouTube channel with a couple of old videos you can check out.
Definitely. Fabio knows how to pose. He knows how to light and stage and all of that stuff. But, the major thing is just posing. Just really, really you're posing. Like, again, we always say this, man. On Instagram, it's that instant gratification. It's not really people taking shit. Looking at the specifics of things and really, really getting down to the nitty gritty with shit. It's just, Spider-Man's in it, 1,000 likes. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Should be called Instagrat, am I right?
Yeah, it's the
boy.
Instagramification.
So many people showing you the wrong shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Showing you that that anything could fucking get likes and shit. You know, just no, like they don't care about anatomy. They don't care about shit.
Mhm.
It's just
I saw a photo of Flash running against Zoom recently. And they were using like the DC. I forget the name of it, but it's like the Mattel shit. But basically, it had Flash's left arm in front and his right arm behind, and then his left leg in front and his right leg behind. Anatomically incorrect, but it had like 2,000 likes, and I was just like, fuck, man. There's so many good photos that have like 60 likes and stuff that are coming off of like guys like Avenger Vasti, who's in the chat right now, and I'm just like, fuck, like that's so unfair. Like I make it just because I'm not posting my shots or anything on my Instagram, it doesn't mean that I'm not active in it. I'm going to be competing for White Hot though, but
oh yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Did I mention that already? Did we talk about
Oh,
that?
we'll get there.
we'll
Alright.
get there, I guess. But I always I go through the A.C.B.A tag like religiously every single day just to look at some of the dudes that are posting on Instagram exclusively opposed to the people that are actually posting their shots in the group. But I always like try my best to at least like show my love. Just something as simple as a like. I mean, it's not. It doesn't seem like a lot, but when you don't have a large following and you are on this platform that, as these guys are saying, it's like the lesser quality shots get more love because these people have a larger base. It's like that shit really matters to some of those people.
And
So
you know what? It's some guys that are deserving of the love and stuff like that have a great fan base, like what's your man name that's in Plastic and Paint? Johnny Woo, and that's his name, right?
Right. Yeah, Sergeant Bananas.
Sergeant Bananas
The
and
thing about him though, he's one of the best straight up photographers. He
Right,
does some of the
right.
best photography, 100%.
But you know
What we
what
do
it is,
is
though?
we have to create full displays, tangible displays, and then photograph them.
Right.
So
So
while a lot of the skills that he exhibits in his photos can definitely be applied to A.C.B.A., the important thing to remember is that the subject that you're photographing is an entire production you have to build and light and pose and put cutouts and effects and all that stuff, and that's what makes A.C.B.A. A.C.B.A.
it's a lot of guys just doing that technique of throwing sand and shit like that, and even when it doesn't even fucking make any sense at all for the sand to be moving around or shit,
Mhm.
all of those cat like
We just don't have the cameras for that style of shot that you need a high shutter speed for, and they want to try to accomplish it on a phone camera. Like, it's not gonna happen. Realize your limitations there, and don't, like, when someone calls you out on that sort of thing, like I'm doing right now, that's not me saying, oh, you took a shitty photo, you're a terrible person. That's me saying the
you have
technique you're
room
trying
to
to
improve.
exhibit, you don't have the resources for.
Exactly.
no
So
question.
it's
It
not
is
it's not
very,
because you're a shitty person and you suck. It's just like, hey, you gotta go back to
very
the drawing board on this because it's not looking as good as you think it does.
But the other point I was trying to make is that somebody like that who has a great following, there's quite a few people that have a great following that take great photos or whatever. Like I feel like the top A.C.B.A. dudes are not really even getting that same recognition on Instagram and shit like that too, and they're just as good or better than some of these people in my opinion and shit. Like as far as
perfect example. John Connor.
yeah, John Connor's
Yeah. Oh my God.
no question.
I see some of his photos and they only have 42 likes, and I'm just like, this is fucking criminal.
Yeah, no question. He's and you know what it is too about his photos is that, and that's another person we didn't mention, but when he's on his shit and he's putting up videos on YouTube, his shit is very entertaining and you can learn a lot from it too. But the thing about his style of A.C.B.A. is that it's mad creative too. Like it's so like it's so well thought out and shit. He's got a very creative mind. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't purchase that. You can't really, some of that shit's just got to be ingrained. It's got to be embedded. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a really fucking creative dude, man.
Definitely. But yeah, I mean, my biggest thing, I guess, is even though I'm not like super participating in regards to shots of the toys and stuff like every single day or what have you. Show love to your fellow artists, man. I mean, likes it doesn't require much effort. You just click a button. But it's like, honestly, that shit really does help people. And I feel as though that even more so than a like commenting, just saying, hey, I like this part of, I really enjoy this part of your display art. Here, you might need to, touch it up here, but I really enjoyed this part too.
No
So it's
question.
like just showing love, man. Show love.
Commenting, at least. I'm not a big advocate on giving away your like too easily and shit, but
Oh yeah, I get you on that. But I'm just saying that for some people it matters.
a comment goes a long way, even if it's just a pointer or whatever it is, just for sometimes for people to just see that you acknowledge and that you looking and that you even give a fuck to give some advice or a critique, then that goes a long way as well. You want to hear that. That's the whole point of any of us posting anything. We want people to like it. We want people to comment on it. We want to hear what people have to say about it. You know what I'm saying? That goes with all of us. No matter how much we'll say we don't give a fuck, we definitely give a fuck. There's no question.
I mean, you guys wouldn't be collecting if you didn't give a fuck.
You wouldn't be
Yeah, we got a quick question here from Cardinal Kid. He wants to know when we can enter shots for the Instagram contest.
right now.
Yep. If you're asking now, you've already lost a day because we announced it yesterday.
Yeah, you got 2 weeks. I think the last date is Sunday, September 18th, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you got White Hot, you got Webheads, and you got what's the other one? Wipeout.
Wipeout.
So yeah, you can post one shot for each category, or just one for one category, or one for two. That's up to you. But you can post a maximum of 3 shots for this competition. It's Instagram based. It's all on Instagram. So
Now, somebody had a question about posting photos for this. Let me pass it on. If they do a photo that can be both White Hot or Wipeout, can they use both hashtags for it? And
Yeah,
that counts as one photo for each entry?
you know what? It's already a lot of like fucking words and shit, and I know people don't be reading and shit, and it's a lot to read and all of that. But I actually started to make it where you could kind of do like a trifecta or something like that, and like for or a bonus round or a bonus prize or something like that. But maybe that's something that we'll do next year. But yeah, it's totally fine for you to use both hashtags if you use.
So an infinite white backdrop with Spider-Man drowning.
Yeah.
Boom. I mean, hey, if you have that Hydro Man figure, boom.
Like
Give you an idea.
$1 idea.
Doing all the thinking for you guys.
I mean, I'm trying, man.
Watch you see that shot tomorrow.
I hope. Give me a shout out, whoever
Man,
tries
I thought about it before he even said anything. I don't even know. I was already gonna do. Man, he didn't tell me.
Never heard of him.
Right.
Is that Ricardo? My God.
Yeah, Rick joined a while ago.
Yeah, Fabio.
Yeah, even I know
Fabio.
Hey, actually, Sonic Rockman X had a quick little question for me. He said, a dealer at Frank & Son threw a NECA Terminator away in the trash by the food court last Wednesday, and it was broken in package. And then a while later, he looked in the trash, and it was gone. Was that me?
Maybe orphans?
You missed the second part of it.
Orphans?
You missed the second part of it, though, Fabio. He said that there was nacho cheese and shit covering it.
Yeah, I was just going to get to that. I saw people toss away plates of nacho cheese leftovers before the figure was tossed away. So the NECA must have been covered in cheese. One plate of cheese was mine, too, by the way. I was eating, and I saw it happen. So he just added to it. He just added to the problem. It was not me.
Meal.
I didn't take the figure, but I did take all the nacho cheese on top of it.
Oh, my God.
Man, that's the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you had the
I
right
mean-
decision, honestly.
I mean,
A
you
little bit of
have
trash
enough,
cheese? Come on, guys.
you have enough figures, man. But free food is free food.
Oh, come on, man. I'd already spent all my cash, and I didn't have enough for, it's cash only at those vendors. I didn't have enough for a hot dog.
Always
All
keep it
right.
100.
I always keep it 100 with my audience. You know how it is.
God.
You heard it here first, folks.
100.
Always 100% Fabio, 100% of the time, all the time.
Here's a question for everybody. Does anyone have any stories of figure hunting and kids or parents looking at you strangely?
No. But
No,
I do the looking, and
kids
I
don't
do the judging.
kids
Well, I mean,
don't
you'd have to be out in public for that, so.
kids don't buy toys anymore. I'm going to the toy aisle, and like the most I ever see another child in a toy aisle with me is when they're like, when it's a toy aisle like at Target, it's like half Nerf and like half.
Exactly.
I do like how you said another child, implying that you're the first child.
I'm number one. I'm always number one. These kids like Nerf guns for some reason, and they like go to the Nerf aisle and they look at me and they're just kind of like, why ain't
Bro, I
this
don't blame
up
them.
on the Nerf guns right now?
I don't blame them. When I was buying those Contra figures, somebody pulled a dad was buying one of those big Nerf guns for his kid, and it was like the Sentry gun from Aliens. It was fucking crazy. It's
Yeah, those
huge.
Yeah,
guns are
these
wild.
Nerf guns,
Bullet belt. It was nuts.
they get
dude.
incredibly elaborate. There's even Nerf grenades. Pretty
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
Nerf.
God.
It's Nerf for nothing, son. Let me tell you.
No, it's Nerf for nothing. You know,
Nerf life.
I've never gotten a look. If anything, the only encounter I've ever had with another person that's an adult is an adult asking me for help.
Do you work here?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I always get people asking me if I help.
I noticed you've been standing here looking at that Spider-Man for the past 30 minutes. You must be an employee.
I feel like when Ron Swanson goes to a hardware shop and he's just like, "Listen, I know more than you."
Yeah, there was only one time where ever in memory, and it was only recent, where I went to a store and there was these two like 13-year-old like kids that walked into the aisle and they were just talking shit on Legends, like, you know, not bad or anything, but just to each other, like, man, when are they gonna get rid of this damn Odin wave? Yeah, I'm trying to get this new wave. Where's that at?
I'm saying.
Oh man, that's cute. That's
It was pretty
endearing.
crazy. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, where are those kids?
So,
I've
the
said
kids are
before,
right, though.
when I was with Keiyo at the Legends panel at Comic-Con, the people that asked the most questions were kids, and they were the only ones with balls to ask like for things, you know, adults. They kind of like
Yeah,
when
they were
hard-hitting questions.
they were actually taking the staff by surprise at a question.
yeah. The staff was like, what the fuck? The adults would go up there and they'd be like, hey Dwight, big
Yeah,
fan.
and the adults were nervous, and the kids were not nervous at all. The
No.
kids were like, yeah, when the hell are we going to get this figure? Oh,
Yeah.
Kids haven't learned shame yet.
And
Yeah,
and like going up there like, thank you guys for coming. That's what an adult would be all
Yeah.
nervous.
Oh,
but then the
I
kids-
just want to tell the Hasbro panel right now.
When are we getting that figure?
I'm really honored.
I want to tell the Hasbro panel that if I could, I would give you my firstborn child. And my next question is, can I please at some point soon get a Silver Surfer? Thank you.
And of course, we always get that awesome question, no matter what panel it is. Do you have any advice for someone who wants to work in the industry? The number
And then
one
they
question. Doesn't matter what panel it is, as long as it's an industry panel. There's always going to be that guy to ask that question. Every time a guy asks a question, I'm always like, oh my god, it's that guy asking a question.
It's the same guy.
No, it's not the same guy, but there's always someone who asks that exact same question, because there's always some fanboy in the audience that wants the dream job of designing action figures or making video games or being a manga artist or being an animator. There's always
Professional cosplayer.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, I want to believe that that's all the same guy, and he's like the world's biggest jack of all trades.
It was pretty crazy just how much
Same guy been following me around for 20 years.
these kids gave no shit and they were fucking asking for everything.
Yeah, they say
without any questions.
we need this character. When is
Yeah, we need this. We need this. Hey, you guys really messed up that Thanos bath. Can we get another one? Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
They were pretty crazy.
Yeah, they have no fear, you know. So they don't consider these guys are like gods to them. You know what I'm saying? So.
But the kids at the 2016 panel were some jokers, though. I mean, if you get presented with Titus, the first thing that should be coming out of your mouth is what? I'm so
dude,
Followed quickly by why.
Everybody in
Yeah.
the panel was like, "What?"
Yeah,
And it
but
was
they
funny
didn't
because he was
say
kind of like he was kind of thinking to himself, Dwight, like these kids are gonna go crazy. And then the kids heard it and they were just like, "Who the fuck is Titus?" They did not get the response from the children. They were all.
it's like I don't even know the ratings for Ultimate Spider-Man, but like it airs on Disney XD, so like don't you need satellite television in order to even get that
Yeah,
channel?
you need premium cable for that.
Yeah, so it's like kids don't even fucking care about that villain, man. Like just come on, man. I mean, it's
Dude,
Guardians of the
people were
fucking
giving out
Galaxy.
people were giving out incredible suggestions, like because they said it was like some sort of galactic characters. People were giving out crazy shit, like Darius's great analyst,
Hey, you guys got analysts? You gonna do another analyst?
and people
Watch
were like I said, a kid was asking for another Thanos. People were asking for great things, and
Dude,
you
if
just
we,
get
oh my god.
Titus.
Just a classic Thanos with like a variant hand. So one is an Infinity Gauntlet and the other one's just a regular glove. I did your work for you. Like, come the fuck on, man.
Pasco, collect $200.
Yes. I mean, honestly, that was the time for Ronan. Like, it's gonna be a little weird if we get him in like a Fantastic Four thing because we haven't seen Ronan with a Fantastic Four in forever. But I mean, that was the time. And it's such a fail. It really is. They just really need to get their shit together.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't terrible until Titus, and then it was just like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, it's such a waste. There's that reselling. Okay, it's like let's be honest. That figure is going to probably be one of the few Build-A-Figures from Hasbro that's going to be selling on the secondary market for $25.
Agreed.
Like it will not be a high-end demand figure. So
And we're talking 25 shipped.
Exactly.
So what you guys are
No one
saying
cares
is,
about it.
what you're saying is you haven't gotten any weird looks in the aisles, right?
I've given the weird looks. Specifically to the cargo shorts, champion sneakers, like super, extended white tube sock guys. Like those are the people I really worry about because I love collecting. I mean, being around, comic books and stuff, like I'm exposed to those individuals more often than not. But it's when you're like 60 and like you really, I mean, what are you going to be doing with these things, man? I mean, let's be honest. These people are buying them just to resell them. Like they don't even put them on display anymore. I mean, I've befriended one of them because he decided to talk to me, and I didn't want to be rude and not respond. But he was just like, oh yeah, I just buy these things to resell them. And I'm like, I mean, I guess, but that's like really shitty for a lot of collectors that are trying to come in and trying to get this for a reasonable price.
Like those kids that
know.
you mentioned.
Exactly.
You know when I get bad looks at the store? I get bad looks from people at the store when they think I'm there for their Hot Wheels. They look at me, better not be.
Yeah, Hot Wheels collectors are the most crazy.
Yeah, you better. I've seen everybody on here. I'm sure can tell you that the only fight they've ever seen over toys is Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels. Yeah.
I've seen.
Only time I've ever seen guys get arrested over getting a fight in a Toys R Us is because of Hot Wheels.
Oh my God.
I've seen 2 different fights over Hot Wheels, physical altercations.
Yeah, guys, blood and everything.
Yeah,
Hot Wheels lead the
Guys
way.
scratching, pulling on someone's hair, and trying to bite the guy's ear and shit, and poking in the eye. Yeah.
God. All that for an unarticulated piece of shit. Like really, what do you do with a Hot Wheel?
they don't even resell
them.
them.
You just put them on the wall. That's what Hot Wheels guys do. They just have the wall of Hot Wheels. They just
Big ass wall.
put them in the
No,
cases. You collect all the treasure hunts. The treasure hunts are usually the ones they're to chase Hot Wheels. They used to be very easy to detect, so people who are flippers like myself. Technically, I'm a flipper. I like to flip things. Technically, what it is you could see it, so anyone can pick up the treasure hunt. No problem. But now you actually have to know exactly what the treasure hunt car is. It doesn't say it on the package anymore. There's like a little symbol on it, so you actually need to be a collector to know. So that's good. Good for the guys who are collecting it. They of course would know which one's a treasure hunt. A normal person can't just walk up and know it's a treasure hunt anymore. It doesn't say it. There's no easy label on the package that says it's a treasure hunt.
Jesus.
But generally, Hot Wheels guys are the most hardcore. Like they're the ones who are usually there in the morning. The ones that are there in the morning, the ones that are there at night, the pallet hunting. Yeah, those are all Hot Wheels guys. The ones who get screamed at by the Walmart employee because they're taking the case off the pallet, and then or guys, what they would do is they would not even want to argue. Sometimes I do the same thing if I see something I want. I'll just buy the entire case, and then I'll go home. I'll take what I want out of it and return everything else. The Hot Wheels guys, they do the same thing. So they do it with 72 items instead of me. It would only be stuff like action figures. So at most would be like 12 figures.
At least you aren't like replacing the cars, so I can't really shit on you for returning the stuff. But it's the people that like swap figures and shit that really piss me off.
Oh yeah, well that's very common. That's not going to stop. So I mean, always people are going to try to get. I mean, I'll be honest. To some people, the swapping thing, I don't even think it's about the swapping anymore. I think some of these guys just want to be recognized. Like it's actually become an art form for some people. I mean, the trouble that some of these guys go through. They repaint the entire figure. They're doing it for attention. They want to get that picture in the Facebook group on Instagram.
Yeah.
They want to see. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
I bet the guys that take the pictures are the ones who did the swap.
But it's like
Not always. Not always.
Well,
the thing is, though, it's
I've
that
seen
like
some pretty creative ones.
But like if it's like this new art form, this new emerging art form, it's like you're supposed to have sort of like a signature, but it's like I haven't seen one of these like
there are
consistently
guys in my area that have a signature. You can tell it's a certain guy.
Okay, it's like if he's putting the figure back in like backwards, I guess that can be a signature.
Oh no. It's just the painting style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the way the guy paints. Like I said, there's one guy in my area. He puts a shit ton of effort into disguising the figure that the figure was in the package. You could tell it has to be the same guy because no one else would do that. And then there's another guy who replaces it with the same figure. Like he must have like 100 of this one figure. It's some wrestling figure. He replaces. It's different. He gets this wrestling figure. It's like a base body. He just sprays it whatever color that the figure he's replacing into the package. So obviously that's the same guy. It can't be anyone else. There's another guy who he doesn't do it with the superhero stuff. He used to do it with the G.I. Joes. He would basically take whatever troop builder is in the package and then replace it with one of those abomination human form, the Blonsky, the 3¾ inch one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this guy must have like an infinite supply of those. Because this guy, I've seen like 4 packs, like those 3 packs of G.I. Joe, and all 3 of those figures are the Blonsky. Yeah, and I know that's the same guy. And then I'll drive like an hour out. I'll go to another store, and then I'll see like a 2-pack with 2 Blonskys in it. It has to be the same guy. It can't be anyone else. So certain guys, I mean, obviously, maybe that guy's not doing. Maybe he just has a shit ton of that one figure, and he just wants to, he just wants to offload it and just take whatever. I see it with Star Wars too. Like he does it with the clone troopers and stuff like that. So.
See, we need to.
Let's take one of these last questions here regarding the tournament. Emiya, can you turn off your mic?
But just one more thing. For the swaps, we need more people that... Oh boy. Echo. Emiya.
Hang on, it's Emiya. There he is.
But for the swapping, we need individuals that give us the rare figures as a swap. Like, I'm waiting for the day that I see, like, someone return the Marvel Now Thor, and it's like another Ares Bath. That's what I'm waiting for. So, if you are trying to contribute to humanitarianism, do that, please. And
put out a McFarlane Spidey or something.
I have actually seen guys who put, I wouldn't necessarily say rare figures, but I've seen guys who've seen, like, they swap out the figure with an older figure, and the guy's like, oh, actually, I want this figure, and they just buy the one that was swapped. I've seen it happen before.
There was one person that posted on a toy forum, and he was like, oh, this is what I got when I went in for Bulldozer, I ended up coming back with Thunderball. I was like, well, you son of a bitch. Because Thunderball is like the most expensive one now out of the Wrecking Crew. For no reason.
I think he was just short packed, or he didn't get distributed as much as the running change.
Yeah.
All right. So one final question here. It's going to be regarding the Summer Shots contest. So Boog, I'll let you answer it, and you can take us into the end of show plugs because we're about to run into some Fear the Walking Dead time.
What's up?
For the Instagram contest, the Webheads section, are they all supposed to be Spider-Man or Spider-Man related characters?
You know what? And that's another thing I meant to kind of update too. But yeah, it doesn't have to just be Spider-Man. It can be anybody in that sort of Spider family. So yeah.
That's what I figured, because when I reposted the announcement, I made sure to put Spider-Man characters. So I
Yeah.
just got to go back and edit those posts.
Just Spider-Man themed. More than likely Spider-Man is going to show up in majority of those shots, but it's not necessary. You can have Spider-Woman or Spider-Bitch or Scarlet Spider or whatever. It doesn't just have to be solely Peter Parker or Spider-Man. So yeah, Miles, obviously, anybody in the family and that family, and whatever villains or whoever supporting characters may come along with it too. But just think of it as a Spider-Man themed book, though.
Okay. And he has one final question. It better be the final one, RG Bass. Don't you dare ask another one after this, because we got to go. But he asked if we've ever thought of implementing a mentor system into the community to build connections and ultimately improve displays. I get what you're saying there, but that's basically the sort of interaction that you get out of the Facebook group anyway. Like, if there's somebody in the group who you think you can learn from, just message him. There doesn't have to be like a program about it. It's Facebook. You just become, not friends, but you can become Facebook friends, or you can just message each other. You just got to go to his profile and send him a message.
Yeah, I feel as though that just
whatever it is, if you got a question, send him a PM. It's all good.
Yeah.
As long as you.
Avenger Vasti will PM me sometimes looking for feedback on photos. It's appreciated,
Yeah,
If you just want another pair of eyes on your photo, just be like, hey, let me send you this. It's very,
It's a common thing. Don't think that it's uncommon. All of us, we all do it too, to each other and shit. So yeah, it's common.
He says it may sound corny, but some people may not know who to approach for advice or may not feel comfortable. This is us saying don't feel uncomfortable. Like, we're not on some high horse here, dude. We all just live our lives, and we collect figures and we do displays, and we're not fucking celebrities or anything. We're all just people you can friend on Facebook and send messages to. It's very simple. We don't have to go through our publicist, or your people don't have to reach out to our people or whatever.
I mean, like, even
don't assume that this shit is still not like fun for us too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Anything within the the sport of collecting is still going to be fun for us too. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still fun to chop it up and talk with people about displays and shit like that. So it's not a big deal for you to send someone a message and ask them.
Right.
And I feel as though that I'm sorry to interrupt, but like, when you have someone that's reviewing your shot, it's like they improve as an artist because of it as well. I mean, just critiquing something actually makes you a better artist. I know that works, for just about any art.
Right. Being able to point out a flaw in somebody's photo helps you kind of be more cognizant of that same thing when you go and revisit your shots.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're not gonna have some big brother, big sister sort of program here.
This isn't the YMCA.
Oh, he continues to make points here, but I guess he can't listen, so he's thanking us in advance for his answer. But yeah, I get what you're saying as far as a mentorship thing, but it's very easy to just if there's somebody you like, just reach out to them and become friends with them. It's that simple, really.
Send them some nudes.
Yeah, exactly. Just shatter that ice. Don't break it. Shatter it. Make that stone cold.
Take down your pants. Take down your pants, take a picture, and tell him, so what do you think of this?
Oh my god.
Send me some
Maybe if
pointers.
you're lucky, they'll let you take off their pants.
Basically.
Yeah, they might even send something back, dude. You never know.
I wanted to ask you an A.C.B.A. question, but first, here's a picture of my penis.
Well, the lighting here is actually
Exactly. The lighting.
Oh, man, that took a quick. I went 180 so quick, you guys.
10 o'clock. Listen, Summer Shots is popping off right now up until September 18th, Sunday, September 18th. All you gotta do is take some new pictures and post them to the hashtag. We're giving away a lot of great prizes. I had no clue. I totally forgot that this was a holiday weekend, so I'll actually be off tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure that my girl is off tomorrow too. So we're gonna handle a lot of the little small things that we needed to do. Anybody who wanted a refund on Punisher, we'll be doing that, and packing up a few different things. We might put up some new things on the site, so check out the website, articulatedcomicbookart.com. Follow us on Instagram at articulatedcomicbookart,
And this week is going to be a pretty big week for tying up a lot of loose ends. Me and Pepper trying to do a lot of shit because we're going to be going on vacation at the end of this month. So we're trying to get everything done and shipped and out uh, to Miami.
Damn.
Miami.
Boys.
So hopefully I'll hook up with my man Lou out there. Actually, he said he's like a half hour from Miami too.
Yeah, you got to talk to Toy Addict while you're down there too, George.
Oh, George is out there?
Yeah.
I forgot he's in Florida. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, we definitely trying to get everything done before we leave, and that's it for me.
Well, they call me Colonel Crackers on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Reddit, and Steam. Remember to listen to the Raw Live and Unedited Podcasting Network for such great shows like The Podcasting Dead, A Talk of Ice and Fire, Always Open Your Toys, which is coming soon, and me and Rick are part of the Super Slam podcast, which is wrestling-centric, and I think we're recording maybe tomorrow or sometime this week, Rick. So we'll have an episode of that out soon. And I think that's about it for me. I'm back in school, so I'm working towards writing a show right now, which is kind of cool. Other than that, yeah, stay tuned to my YouTube because I think I'm gonna have some stuff up pretty soon. Boog, you're sending me some stuff to review, so I'll try to get all that done soon. And Pancho.
Yo, you can find me Poncheezy. Pretty much everything I do online is through that handle. Spelled Pancheezeey. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. Boog as well is sending me some stuff to review, so I'm gonna get back on my YouTube game as well. I just put out a new video. I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things in terms of YouTube videos, so I guess just keep a lookout for that. But if you're interested in following me on the daily, Instagram is where I post most of my stuff, and then I'll obviously put updates for what I'm doing on YouTube on Instagram as well.
Hey, don't forget to check out this A.C.B.A. Saturday that we just put up.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, it was a quick episode, but it was a good episode. That fucking ending got me, man. What the fuck, Pancho?
Yeah, that was a little out of left field, but touching. Thank you.
Very touching, no question about it. So rest in peace once again to Glenn Webb. And I just want to thank you, P, and thanks Fabio for all of the work that you do on these episodes and shit too. And that's part of the reason why I want to send you some shit too. But and thanks to Dallas as well. He helped out with the last couple episodes. And yeah, my bad. I just had to say that.
Yeah, and I also forgot to plug this podcast. You can follow this podcast on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/A.C.B.A. podcast, and you get all the backlog of episodes. If Billy Mahoney would send me the current crop, I would have it completely updated, and then it would just be down to one a week. So, Billy, if you're listening, let's get those old episodes out. John, you got anything to plug?
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Indternet. That's spelled ENDTERNET. I post nothing but comic book scans. I am definitely going to enter in the White Hot Challenge, so you will see some figure photography up there very soon. So I will be able to show my gusto and stand alongside. Probably. I might just do the exact same thing that I just suggested. Just get Hydra Man out of the out of the basement and just start using him. Just make Spider-Man drown or something. But yeah, you guys can follow me there. Comic book scans. So it's a lot of fun. And I'll plug Pharaoh. You can follow him at Pharaoh_Black Illustrious Toy Photography.
Yes, Pharaoh Black everywhere.
Sexual chocolate, you know.
That was actually really fucking good. I thought he had came back for a quick second.
Oh, you
That
like
was very
that?
convincing.
What's going on, everybody?
You know what it is? It's this new mic. It makes all my voices sound much better.
Genius. Emiya, sign us out of here. You do both me and yourself, so get it out of here.
When are you gonna do you and me?
What?
What? Pause.
You
There we
need
go.
to do you and me, man.
Okay, that's fine. I'm Emiya Starlock. I'm Starlock on Instagram. That's STARLOCK. Me and Rick Dumb are the hosts of the JPI TV The Live show, where we talk about anime and mostly Japanese toys. We are on a hiatus, but we are back now. We actually have another episode coming this week.
Yeah, we just had one on Friday as well.
You can
Which
check
I
it
tuned
out.
into. It was great, guys.
You can check it out at the Import in Action YouTube channel. And you could also, if you want to follow Rick Dom on Instagram, he's known as Cable. Are you still known as Cable 234?
No, it's Rick Dom
Dom
2345.
2345.
Okay, Rick, whatever he just said. That's what it is now. So
Now it's Rick Dom everywhere.
so now it's Rick Dom. The
Worldwide.
2345 is dead. So he's gone. No more.
Yeah, I had too many people complaining, like, why do you call yourself Cable?
Yeah. So
You know what, man? It's none of your
this
damn.
obsession with a old white-haired man with cybernetic disease, is now not known to anybody. He's now obsessed with a
I just wanted somebody to love.
mono-eyed, kind of burly robot is what he's obsessed with now. So that's what he's into now. So yeah, make sure to please check us out if you're into Japanese toys. If you're not into Japanese toys, it's okay. And that's it.
Sign us out, Boog.
All right, y'all. Until next week. Peace.
Thanks, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.